Dan, you have connected. Dan, you could hear the sound of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So Morrow, what's the you can join when you join.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I decided that my youngest decided to climb up on me. Penny, out of the way. Sorry. Yeah.
I feel your pain. Mine keeps coming on.
Yeah,
Plus,
so
you've got some very
I just
dodgy glasses on.
Yeah, well, it kind of takes the Oh, hold on. I had them on earlier, and it seems to have reactivated. There we go. How do I turn that off? Oh, well, anyway, I'll get them off as and when. But what I would do is essentially I'd be I kind of cursing to myself and just like, bastards have started without me, and just come barreling in. In my mind's eye, it looks a lot better than it actually does.
Not really.
It's like in my mind's eye, it's like, I'm like essentially the cavalry, but what you get is a kind of a slightly disheveled mess.
Go.
How does that? Oh, hold on. Aha.
You. Gallery. That's better. Gallery. Okay, so it's been about 5 or 10 minutes since the end of the first proper battle.
Since the spellcasters were complaining.
And there's some dodgy character lurking at the edge of the wood. Now you've got a bit of light up. You've got a bit of light up. So he says, okay, don't shoot. And there's some guy at the edge of the wood. How do you? Yeah, it's Morrow.
Okay, so it's slightly doubled over. So I've got basically hands on the thighs, just like holding one hand up, just on a finger, like one. Oh, okay. What's that? So it's like so if you've just had that combat situation and I've just like basically bundled through, but instead of being like more trouble, it's just kind of a rakish sort of skinny guy who's not doing so well is just like kind of like spitting, not used to kind of essentially like doing a morning.
Everyone knows who you are, but what people don't know is how you came to be here. Everyone knows who you are from Ryman Castle.
I just keep holding up. So I'm kind of just been. Actually, that's the point. How well was I kind of piloted in the last session by yourself?
No, I sent you an email.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's all right. So I just go. Well, I was told to make myself bloody useful, but you seem to have done it all. So congrats, teamwork. Back for. Yeah, great. Just.
Okay, closest to you, Morrow. There is a woman and a man you don't recognize. The man's got a bow, and they're just staring at you with open mouths, going.
I just wave. It's like, hi, Morrow. I'm here to help.
Okay, and the guy says, who the fuck is this?
I'm just like, the help.
He's turning around, and he turns around. He turns around to Maynard, and he just shrugs. Who's this guy?
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of a layabout, but they thought I could. Well, the sheriff thought I could be of some help to you. Told me you were buggered off on some full bloody errand.
It's all right, we know. He was. You're late. Does anyone trust this guy?
Well, I've only just met him, but I still trust him more than I trust you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like, in response to you asking me if I'm saying I'm late, he goes, hey, if I'd been any later, you guys would have been as late as they come. But I surveyed the situation, and with pinpoint accuracy, no, I'm not buying it either. Hi.
You're
what's
right.
Next? I arrived very late. I have no idea what's going on. Just I saw
We'll save the next spider for you.
Let's zone of truth
up front, eh?
Does
your microphone your microphone's pretty weak? Like,
is it?
No. Sounds fine.
How's that? Is that better now?
Maybe.
How's this?
Here.
You guys all right?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Very, very faint.
Oh.
Wait. How could it be just Lute that's really faint?
Yeah, he sounds fine to me.
Yeah. I mean, well, he sounds womanly and committed, but I don't think that's
dainty, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. It could be just that. Yeah.
Fuck you all.
I'll turn my volume up.
Yeah, we play little D&D, Dan. We just kind of mock each other for 3 or 4 hours straight, and then
there's a bit of D&D, but like it does divert into just insults and things.
Okay, so to answer your question, Dan, no, you weren't being played by anybody.
That's all right.
Last session. Yeah,
that's right. I read the little update, but I wasn't sure what you guys knew and what you didn't know. The minutiae.
Not much, to be honest. We don't really know much about each other.
Anything you want to tell us would be handy.
It just I think there's a section of undisclosed that you could just read through for us. That would be good. No, it's all good.
Okay, well now this is great. I don't know which bit I'm supposed to disclose. I've just been. I was handed. Actually, this quick question. I was handed something. Do I have that still with me? Something that I read.
Yeah. So what you were what you were shown, I got you. What you were shown by the sheriff is the letter from the headman of Highwood to the sheriff. Right, everyone else has also seen that. Okay, so from the campaign website, there's just a letter up there. Yeah, everyone's seen that. Apart from Angus, because he doesn't have Discord open. Okay, so I'm gonna just paste it here. Okay, so that's the campaign website, and on there is a letter. It's also in Discord. There's a section for letters. Yeah, no, that link's rubbish. Does it need to be a capital I? Yeah, it needs to be a capital I. Second link. Okay, so on there is a section letters, and under that hostages in the Highwood, and that's the letter that everyone's seen. Okay, got that, Angus? And there's also a hostage note under that. Right. So Morrow seems to have only a very faint idea as to what he's meant to be doing, but that's okay.
To kind of break it for a minute, the limit of my understanding at the moment is that I was asked to offer support, essentially, to make myself kind of useful.
Okay,
do you have a Patreon? What's it, Patreon? What are the things called that warlocks have?
Like
Patron.
Not me. It's like more of a, it's like, kind of like, as you make that kind of come out, I kind of look at the clothes. It's like no more of a dabbler than a warlock.
Do you worship the devil?
Oh, because
I mean, I pay her nightly. I leave it on the nightstand, but she's.
Graham kind of scrunches up his nose a bit in the faint light from Maynard's pebble, and he says, "What? You worship the devil? How does that work?"
It's more of a pet name. It's more that, and I just kind of, with a kind of a pitying look. It's like, she does this thing where she turns around. I'll get into it later. We'll just. I just
Lydia
call it
just
the
shakes her head and says, "I don't think he worships the devil."
Understood. So he's got a roguish look about him, yeah.
Essentially, yeah, kind
He's-
of.
I think he seems to have a pretty confused look about him.
I would say that's a fair expression. I mean, that's kind of my default.
Cool. Okay,
A confused rogue.
so you've got an idea of why we're here, yeah? That's my
Yeah,
understanding.
it's just like it seems to be some very, very people with some very poor grammar, and I'm kind of just like, kind of going over that sort of letter again. There was and I know I'm deliberately kind of holding up here. Go da 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 da. Humans, we have your men.
Mhm.
Oh, that doesn't bode well. But I don't think it was the spiders, and I just kind of point over to the corpse. So I'll put it this way, lads. I'm more of what you call urban, and there's a lot of green, and green that isn't on my plate. I don't know what to do a lot with. So
Guys,
I'm more.
okay. I've got an
I'm
idea.
more-
I've got an idea, right?
Bannofix is looking
you-
horrified at this point, by the way. He's like
He says he points at Dash and he says, "This guy here is injured, right? This guy here is injured," and then he points at Aragin and he says, "And the main guy here is injured too." He says, "So you two
Formerly
and
injured.
Morrow, right?
Formerly injured.
What do you mean,
You're
main
not
guy?
injured?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I
fine.
thought
taller
you
than
got
him.
hit.
I did, but I was healed.
Okay. Okay, so
You remember,
this
I
guy
got her to
Dash,
heal me, and I saved my second
this guy
wind.
Dash, and this guy Morrow
myself.
should take Lydia back to the village, right? Because we're asking for trouble, aren't we? I mean,
Well,
he's injured already.
Who's?
Who's injured?
Dash.
You know what I reckon is a good
Yeah, but
idea?
That's less concerning.
If we all hang around here next to the spider webs for the longest possible time,
Yeah.
talking about what to do next.
Yeah.
No harm
Yeah.
will befall us that way. So maybe we just
Yeah.
Okay, he looks up.
I mean, we just got attacked by 2 giant spiders. Someone or a couple of people going back to the village at this stage alone, or a couple of people. Bad idea. Best
And
to come
remember,
with
we
us now.
were trying to sneak up on someone.
Yeah.
But we've been like gas bagging for about 10 minutes now.
we've got
And
one
we're-
horse and 2 humans to save. So we should
Yeah.
probably
Yes.
And we need to save them in that order, because I probably shouldn't have given the horse away.
I suspect that the humans aren't worth it as much. Yes.
Yeah, they're not worth
Yep.
20 gold pieces.
Cool.
She's shaking his head and he says, "It's to me." Right. So you gotta set off in single file again. He says, like, it's not that far from here, okay? It's maybe half an hour. I don't come this way, but I know roughly where I am. So we're gonna have to go in single file, right? And I don't want to go first. He says, "I reckon the guys who are good at fighting should probably go first."
Yeah, I'm good up front. I have a reach
Yes,
weapon.
but you're quite loud as well. But I mean, that's probably okay.
Where is that?
Plus, you make a lot of
Trade-off.
noise while you're on the trail.
It's up to you. It's up to you. But I reckon maybe quiet guys up front. It's up to you.
Quiet,
I don't
uninjured
know.
guys.
All I know is I know where to go. That's all I can tell you.
Because we're not going to have enough light to spread out enough.
No,
Is
no,
that-
we'll keep
it's
close
gonna-
together.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not going to matter whether the noisy guy's at the very front or the very end when we're talking about
Okay.
20 feet apart.
Okay, so are we keeping Aragin, Maynard, Graham, Bannofix, Paladimir, Dash, Lydia? We keeping that?
Put Paladimir up the front.
Are you missing one there?
Yep, missing Morrow. But I'm just
I'll
starting
be
with that so we
right
can
next
decide
to
where Morrow
Lydia,
goes.
assuming she's within a certain age rate bracket.
Are you directly asking that question? Oh,
It's
how
more- it's
old
more
are
a
you?
case It's more a case of like, my name's John Morrow. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Depending on
let's,
whether or not
let's
you're of a
find
certain age, yes.
Yeah, is it one of those butterface sort of situations where from the back it's okay, but turn around it's like, oh, wrong
Yeah.
number.
Everything butterface.
Sorry, I'm no longer going to save you. You turned around.
Yeah, it turns,
I think I found a horse, guys.
What the hell?
it turns around to the stash. Okay, so
What the hell?
you
What have you done?
you two
It's crashed.
rogues at the back, yeah.
No, Discord's. I've got the same problem with Discord. It's just not talking to Discord.
Is that high definition on your camera, Dougal, or is that low definition?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah. No. I haven't tried to play around with settings, but I'm fine with low definition. What the hell's going on?
Smooth
Yeah.
as sprinkles.
So what I did yesterday is I just changed the Discord hooks, but it seems to be still broken.
But by the way, Dan, do you know about the spell casting rules?
I'm sure that I'm about to regret rolling one. What's significant?
No, the rules have not changed. Oh no, some spells
Oh.
got slightly nerfed. Some non-combat spells got slightly nerfed.
Let's not
Okay.
debate that again for half an hour on a
That's not the
shortened night.
problem, though.
Yeah.
Okay, what I want to do, I want to just do something like post status. Nope. Nope. What the hell is happening? So, Black Cat is not talking to Discord. I don't know why. For God's sakes.
Because you opened up a new channel with a different name.
Yeah, I know, but that should have been like we sorted that out yesterday, right? So I created a webhook called Captain Hook. Copy URL.
You could have used that halo effect on Reed, Ariel.
What are you talking about?
What's going on?
Dan's halo.
I would have if I'd known about that. I can't believe I didn't notice that until.
All right, what do I do? Do I try and sort this out right now? We lose time doing this. The thing is, I've just gone in and looked at all the Discord hooks for like 6 players, and they're all the same.
I think it'll take longer to unpack what damage, is being done if we don't get the feeds coming through.
Got to revalidate. You need to delete them and recreate them or something.
The thing is, right?
Turn it off.
They
Turn it off
all
again.
look right. They look to be correct.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Is that your health bar, Neal?
This is
Quick,
me. This is
punch him
me
a few more
when I go to
times.
okay,
sleep.
let me try to. Yeah, sorry, Dan.
Sorry.
This should have been sorted out yesterday. We had a weird problem with Discord. Okay, an error
Gotcha.
occurred sending the request. Webhook looks correct. Message looks standard. The webhook that it's trying to send to looks like. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't understand that. The webhook looks fine. So has Discord changed their protocols or something, made something more secure?
Unlikely in
Then
24
why did
hours.
it work yesterday? Copy webhook URL. Can I hit this in a browser?
How are you getting all these stupid effects? Where do they come from? You
Video
have to install an app.
No.
Yeah, you
Oh,
video
they
that.
just.
On the
Oh,
site.
they're a video filter. I see.
Oh,
Ah.
jeez. Neal is bad enough already.
Is that in Zoom? Is it directly in Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can be a pirate. Ah, yeah, I'll leave it with that.
I don't
one.
know what's wrong.
Do you want us to, like, we're not supposed to be helping to answer any of the questions you're asking, right, Doug? They're all rhetorical. Yeah.
I hope so.
Have you like you know how Discord works? So basically, there's a token that you pass, and it just like it just should work, and it was working yesterday, and I haven't changed anything since then.
Hmm.
Is it
So
worth restarting
yesterday-
DC or something? It's probably just a crash or
One of the tokens was wrong, right? Yesterday, one of them was like a copy and paste thing, so it just had something that wasn't a token in there, so that was like failing. But then I just went and created a new webhook in Discord. Okay, save changes.
Holy shit, Ringo Starr's playing. Thought you were dead.
View webhooks. Yeah, I don't know. I could restart Black Cat. I don't think it will make any difference.
Worth trying now while we're waiting.
Nice. I see you've
Okay.
got the campaign 1 or session 1 story up on the website already.
By the way, I'm not streaming
Yeah,
this
'cause
session
there's-
because everything's gone sideways. I'm just recording it and saving it in the files.
Yeah. I'm just
Don't have any
restarting
Zoom
Black Cat. I
effects on
don't
my
think it's going
filter.
to make any difference. I'm not
Ah,
optimistic
neither.
about this.
It's empty. Maybe you got to go and download them.
I think I've got the Halo now. Yeah.
What's empty? Dropbox. Dropbox should.
no, don't worry. We're just talking about Zoom while you struggle.
Look at that, the girly unicorn.
Okay,
What's up?
let's try that again.
Sure, I didn't give my character a last name. Does yours have a last name, Ariel?
Iron Fist.
Weird. That is working now.
You guys should probably
Iron
have
Fist.
the
Okay, that's
same
my last name as well. Though.
last name.
It's a cool picture.
If you're adopted, wouldn't you have
Why-
the same last name as Daddy?
Oh, we adopted.
I thought,
Yeah.
That's what you
yeah,
did.
you're adopted by Sir what's his face, are you?
Okay,
right.
Well, yeah, we don't
I've
know our
restarted,
parents.
right? I've
Yeah.
restarted Black Cat.
I just wasn't
everything's
sure if
working
you
again.
knew we were adopted
I
and he
don't
wasn't my real
understand why it's
dad.
made any difference.
You actually told us in the last session that you were adopted.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, well, at the same time he was talking about his royal lineage.
I'm reasonably convinced I'm the Duke's legitimate child, somewhere right up there. Maybe an emperor if there's not a Duke around.
That's a big jump, eh? From Duke to Emperor. It's like,
I gotta reach.
yeah.
It's all right. It's not as
Okay,
bad as
okay.
Jesus' son.
I'm sorry about that. Everything seems to be working again. I don't know why restarting Black Cat would have made any difference.
But it did
Something
work.
doesn't make
Well,
sense.
there's a half-hour XP penalty for sure.
I did say turn it on, turn it off, and turn it on again. So
Yeah,
I'll
and
claim
then there's
that.
always like give it a smack with a hammer. That kind of helps sometimes, eh?
We call it the
Precision
Not
Microsoft
with
Microsoft
it
fix,
quite as much.
and people get annoyed when you're like, "Well, just turn it off and turn it back on." They're like, "Oh, no, and then you do it,
And then
and
it
it
works.
works, and you're like, "Well, don't bother coming to me until you've done that."
Pip-tack.
First thing I'm gonna do.
I know, but like, oh geez. Okay. All right. Slow start. We're getting there. So Graham just points this way. He's not really that happy. Morrow, where do you fancy going? Because Aragin is happy to set off in the front. Maynard's right behind him.
I will hang near the back. I think because
Graham's fine.
I'll basically file in last, and it's just like kind of clap my hands together and I'm like, yep, I'm delegating.
Okay, Bannofix, Paladimir, Dash, and Lydia, and she just says, "Yeah, I'm not much use to either anymore." you going behind me then? I'm just following along.
I'm assuming
She has got a
with
scimitar out.
Can she use a short
I-
bow?
Just hide behind her skirt.
No one has a short
no
bow.
worries.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
I mean, sorry, is in terms of Lydia, what is she to you
Do you want me
guys?
to carry
Is she
that for
somebody
you?
you've rescued already, or
No, she
Is it-
appeared. She appeared out of the forest, chasing her.
This is
I'm
like, I'm
assuming
just
it's-
friends with the two who went missing. That's all.
Yeah, she
All right.
just.
so kind of in your ear, I'm just kind of whispering on a scale of 1 to 10, how expendable is she?
Who
Uh,
are you asking there?
I'm asking Stu.
I'll whisper back. Well, we're all nature's creatures, but probably a 2, to be honest.
Right. All right. Well, it's good to know. Good to know.
Wait, which end were you looking at? 10 being very expendable, and my voice is starting to rise just a little bit. 2 being non-expendable, because I meant 2
Graham
as
turns
in-
around and says, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I just as he starts going off, I just like pivot on my heel and just like attempt to bail this conversation.
Just as you walk, I go, very expendable is what I was trying to say. Very, very.
Get this guy at the back. He says, "Just shut up, shut up."
Bannofix is not really getting it.
This is like the least quiet, like
Yeah,
raiding
we're
buddy I've
supposed to
ever
be
been.
ambushing
Just
some guys
sneaking
in the
up
middle
on
of the night. So what we did is
Aragin hears an argument behind him
Oh, it's not an argument; it's qualified.
as he's
which I don't-
as he's creaking, as his arm is squeaking his way
Yeah.
through the forest.
all right, I'm just gonna turn around and hiss, look, you're all fucking expendable. Now let's just get on with it.
Oh,
It's
oh,
not an
look,
argument, it's a clarifier.
I'll look super. Bannofix will look super hurt. Just really upset.
Sorry, I'm getting frustrated. I didn't mean it.
Okay, all right. So about 20 minutes through the forest, Graham seems to have a fair idea where he's going, and he's guiding you. He's whispering, yeah, just left slightly and that kind of stuff. So, Maynard and Aragin, can you roll me a d20, please?
Stealth, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, Aragin, disadvantage.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? You can't tell me that after I rolled a 20. Fuck.
Yeah,
Not
disadvantage.
anymore. Wah, wah.
Trying to find out where the hell we are, but everything's black.
Yeah, it's pretty dark in the forest.
Right.
Okay.
I've got my name. I found my name tag.
Yes, son.
Oh,
It's amusing that they're invisible.
oh, interesting. Interesting.
What? Doesn't sound good.
So this backup character you've got, like, tell me all about it.
Yeah, Aragin, you're up front, right?
This what?
Okay. Aragin.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're sneaking along. You don't feel like you're being especially quiet there.
Yep.
Again, I need
So
Aragin.
as soon as I
and-
can see something, I'm going to break into a run.
Okay,
I mean, that was always the
Um,
plan anyway, but my guys.
Towards the
Yeah.
thing,
speak up to you
or
anyway.
Aragin, can you
okay.
roll me another? Can you roll me another d20, please? This is this is dexterity saving throw
Ooh,
as the ground gives way beneath you.
a trap.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going in.
Okay. And the ground gives way beneath you. You fall.
How wide's this pit
Cool.
trap? Can I fall
Um,
down it with a massive glaive? Because I'd have to be carrying it long ways to get through the forest. If it's not more than 5 feet wide,
Maynard,
there's no way I
Maynard
fall
is
down.
right behind
Yep.
you. Maynard,
Yep.
this is a different DC for you, but we also need the same. You've got a little. This is an acrobatics check for you.
15.
Right, you're fine. Aragin has fallen into a pit trap. Aragin, there are spikes below, and you take 4 damage. Aragon's on his arse. Now, what are you doing with the light?
That's a weird
Am I
segue.
doing-
But I think
Maynard, what are you doing with
light?
the light?
Maynard's the one with the
I've
light.
got the. I'm just opening up my hand a little bit more, just to try and illuminate Aragin at the bottom of the pit.
Okay.
Can we see the light from the camp or anything yet, or anything
No,
up
you
ahead?
can't. You can't. Sorry, I'm taking my time here, but there's a good reason. Okay. Can everyone please roll initiative as an arrow comes flying out of the darkness towards Maynard?
Yeah.
Might be time to illuminate.
18.
Okay. -6. Aragin
12?
12. Bannofix
I have turned off dice rolling. Oh no. There we
5.
go. Yeah, no, I got it.
Bannofix
You gotta turn it
5.
back on.
Oh, and
Dan, Maynard 18.
Doug's likes you to give
Morrow.
him the rolls unbonused.
Oh,
Just Black
sorry.
Cat
I
will have the
apologize.
modifiers, but yeah, that's
15. Yeah. It's all right. Yeah. Because Black Cat kind of knows. And Gus. Oh, Bannofix 10.
No, that's me trying to figure out the dice rolling thing. Sorry, it's probably the wrong time
Okay.
to do that.
And Gus is 17, right? 17. Okay, cool. So what yeah, cool. I don't think anyone's surprised because someone's just fallen into a trap. So what I'm going to do
also
on
hard
this
to be
huge map.
surprised when you're going straight towards combat and expecting it.
So
On this
how
huge map
deep
here.
is how deep is Aragin in this pit?
Not very deep, but he's there are spikes in there and he's cut to pieces. So we've got Aragin, we've got Maynard, we've got Graham,
Stick your pole arm out of the hole and I'll pull you out.
Bannofix, Paladimir, Dash,
Paladimir. Jesus Christ.
Lydia, and Morrow. Vladimir Luton. And Gus chose that token.
Yeah, very, very in keeping.
Yeah, is anyone surprised? Okay, so Aragin is in the pit. The battle starts with 2 shots towards Maynard. We have a hit from somewhere in the. Okay, from somewhere out of the darkness, you're struck by an arrow.
So how
Okay.
can they see him really well? Shouldn't
I'm
they have
going down.
disadvantage or
He's the
something?
source of the light. Okay, Maynard, what are you doing? You've got the light, right?
Yeah, I've got the light. I've
Jump
got
in
1
the
hit
pit for
point.
cover.
Okay, probably that's a little bit dangerous. I'm gonna. Have I got any spells left? I'm just checking to see if I can healing word
Yes,
myself.
you do. Yes, you
Okay. Bonus action healing word. And who's standing behind me?
do. Graham.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself, and I'm gonna lie, and then I'm gonna go down and lie prone. And
D4?
and hold my arm out to Aragin and say,
Yeah.
"Give me your pole arm, I'll pull you up."
Okay,
Okay,
D4.
D4.
D4, please.
Come 1. Fuck.
So as you haven't
Okay.
3
actually
hit points.
used your main action, you should
Yep.
be able to actually ready your action to pull me up.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm lying prone at the
Uh-huh.
moment to try and get out of the line of fire.
Got you. Okay. Morrow.
Right. Can I see where those shots came from?
You can't even see that. Well, you're right at the back. You can't even see a
Yeah.
shot. You're right at the
Right.
back.
Okay. I'm going to.
So I probably need to give you control of this token.
Yeah, I can grab it. I think I can move it. There we
So-
go.
I don't have
cool.
the,
I've done that. Yeah.
All of the labels are missing apart from my one.
Oh,
Is that
I've
the same
got,
with everyone else?
no, I've got everyone's except
You can see
for-
everyone's labels.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
for,
Do you
You can
Morrow.
only see the label for the tokens you've got control of.
oh, you
Oh,
oh,
that's
still
fine.
got.
I've
It's
don't
just that
control
roll
them all.
crappy
Don't
roll
touch
20
my
thing.
shit. All right. Leave it alone.
Aragon's still got control of everyone.
Have you been?
Although-
Because
although-
you told me not to.
jumping
although,
goes?
I knew this guy.
Carrying on like that will get him removed.
You heard
Tell
that?
me
You,
something,
Okay.
go.
you'll carry on.
Okay. So my question is it this chappie who's in the hole?
It's a guy at the
Or is it
front.
The guy
Aragon.
at the front.
Yeah, that
Right.
guy.
But I
Okay,
mean,
uh,
realistically, Morrow can't see. All Morrow hears is like, "Oh shit!" and there's a bit of a sound
Fair
up
enough.
front, right? So,
That's the point.
so
I think
now
with inspiration.
everywhere here is difficult terrain, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I think with inspiration, they only have to be able to hear me.
Okay.
Is that correct? I'm double
think so.
checking because
Pretty
I think
sure.
it's just.
Yeah, I believe so.
I
I
thought it
believe
was
so.
I think
Are
it
you
was see
gonna-
or hear, but
You're going to perform
I'm-
a song.
so so I want to use my bonus to inspire. I'm not really sure how you manage your checks, but essentially it's like the intention is to help get this bastard out the hole. So it's just like get your ass up now. And,
All right.
No,
That
no
doesn't
time for
sound
lying
very
around on the
inspiring.
job.
It's got to be more inspiring than that. There's got to be something.
Get your ass
What
up,
have you got?
old
Come
man.
on, there's got to be something.
Because I've seen a bigger hole in your mother. Now get the fuck out of it.
There you
That'll
go.
work.
That'll do it.
Can't really argue with that.
And
It's got to
yeah,
be.
so then
Inspiration could
Okay.
also be the stick, not just the carrot. You know.
absolutely one more stick than carrot.
Yeah.
Hey, how come
If
he
that's
has?
what you prefer, right?
Murray, can I just
Or-
check? Can you see the Discord feed?
No, I don't have Discord on here.
Where the stick benefit?
Ah,
He's
Okay.
twice the bard you are, Luke.
That's okay.
Um,
Let's
so-
sort that
inspiration
out for
uses.
next time.
we'll sort that out another time, maybe.
Yep.
To see
What are you
if
talking
they-
about?
We rely on
listen,
Discord
you're out.
quite a lot
Look at,
for
look at, yeah, I know, but look at this.
for a
He's
lot.
got 4 bardic inspiration uses.
Yep.
Are you looking at
Look,
Morrow's
how does that
character
work?
sheet?
Look, probably.
Yeah,
charisma
I've got
modifier.
my character sheet up on the HTML. So I was going to use my action to just ready a blast. So the near. Actually, no. I'm not
So
gonna
I'll
do
just
that.
explain, right? So how what Black Cat does, when something changes, it writes what changes to Discord. So it goes, oh yeah, okay, Morrow's got, Morrow's used his inspiration. He's got 3 left or something.
Mhm.
Morrow sings out wonderful words of inspiration. There you go. And then it also writes to Dropbox. Okay, so if you're
Mhm.
getting your character sheet from Dropbox, like
Yep.
your web browser doesn't know that it's changed, so you just have to
Right.
refresh it every now and then.
I'll do
Make
that.
sense?
I guess charisma modifier.
Cool. So
only
you
gets
just
2.
yeah. So if you're getting it from there, then you're up and running. The only thing is, it's a little bit harder to follow what's going on if you don't know what Discord's saying. But-
So I'll just try and keep track.
But that's fine.
Uh,
Okay. And what's your main action? Sorry.
Well, I can't see anything, so I think I'm going to use my action to just like go prone, drag Lydia down, just like basically not on, just basically put her down and just keep her head down.
Not the time.
All right. So basically, you're making a grapple attack on Lydia, correct?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, but as
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
you're
I'll
down there.
describe it as a sexual assault, but I mean,
Okay. Okay.
well,
okay.
We'll leave that for the course to decide. I think
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening is
Yeah.
happening.
Okay.
well, I was supposed to say when if we're in a loopy enough world, I'd get sued for it, but
Good.
Okay, so a grapple attack on Lydia, right? I'd
Yeah,
say
just help her go prone.
you've got advantage of surprise. So
I'll say.
2d20, please.
No problem.
I'm not seeing the
10.
oh, there we go. A 10. A 10, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's a ah! as Lydia gets dragged down to the ground from here.
Bannofix will yell, "They're behind us!"
Okay, so Lydia's been dragged down onto the ground. Now, Paladimir, it's your turn. Sorry. Yeah. And what happens is a net now falls on draw shape. Yeah. A net now falls on this area. Okay, and we've also got changing color for my pit, and there's the pit about there. Now the pit is only about 4 feet deep, right? 4 or 5 feet deep, so it's not deep, but there's a pit there. Maynard, Aragin, you are Aragon's in a pit covered by a net. Now the net is weighted. It's not doing huge damage, but Maynard, you're dragged down. You're prone anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're trapped by a net.
Okay, I'm going to be using my
Okay,
turn to
Paladimir, what are you doing?
remove it.
Dodging.
Vladimir's just dodging. Right. Do you want to move? Move if you want to move.
No.
You're just going to stay exactly where you are.
Yes.
Hmm.
Weird echo
Alright.
thing going on there.
Oh, it's coming through Doug's headset as well.
Yeah. When you've got nothing to say, do you want to just mute yourself? I mean, it only takes like a second to mute and yeah, cool, thanks. Aragin, what are you going to do? Now, Aragin, you should be prone. I didn't knock you prone. I will.
Would it be hindering or helping if I thorn whipped you up? Probably. Probably hindering, right?
On 4 hit points, definitely.
Okay, Aragin, you're prone.
Yep.
You're cut by the stakes. Getting up isn't necessarily going to be, like in normal circumstances might be okay. But you've also got this net dropped on you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, obviously, if I'm prone, the net's not going to be a problem yet because I'm 4 feet
The net's
out.
the net.
but
Yeah,
but-
fair enough. The
but-
net's dropped
yeah,
over the pit.
Well, can I still climb up, or do I need to cut it first? Actually, yeah, I might just use my action to actually try and slice through the net.
Right.
Cut a hole in it that Morrow will be able to get out of as
All
well.
right. Cool. So yeah. No, it's not Morrow. It's Maynard.
Sorry,
Maynard is
sorry.
Yep. Okay. So you're going to basically use your action to cut the net. Are
Yep.
you standing up?
Yes, although I'll crouch back down after I'm done. Definitely standing up though. Yep.
Oh, you crouch. Yeah. So you're invisible from the from outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
sure.
just going to try and take.
Okay, I'll
cut
stand
through
them
the
up.
net and then.
Okay, so you're
cut a hole
cutting
in
the
and
net.
duck
You
back down a
take
bit.
your glaive and you're just cutting. You're slicing at the net. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Lydia.
Does she
Lydia's
succumb to the 18
probably
charisma?
not sure what. She's probably not sure. Hang on.
She just got dived on,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah. Lydia is trying to wriggle free. So she's making
Shall I jump on her as well?
Lydia is going to make a acrobatics check. Now, actually, Morrow, are you opposing this?
You're muted, mate.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to get the bloody window up. Right. Yeah,
Yeah, she's just
No.
shouting, what? And she's just trying to wriggle free.
I just think, lay the fuck down. And if she
Oh.
wants to get up, she can get up. But I'm just.
Yeah,
I was
no,
just
she
a little bit-
wriggles free. She wriggles free.
Fine.
Attacks you with her scimitar.
She stands up and she moves.
Her cutlass. Groin
She
attack.
just moves to there. She moves to there.
That's
Okay.
where I'm going.
I think we might be a bit outgunned in the ranged weapons.
No,
Yeah, and the spellcasters.
Graham moves to there.
Isn't our only
He just
ranged
says-
weapon?
Lydia, just run back the way we came.
Isn't our only ranged weapon at the bottom of the pit?
Yes, he
And-
has a short bow apparently.
Graham
Which-
has a longbow.
Ah.
He's running.
With, is he?
It's
And
so
he
annoying
moves-
when our bow guys run
He
away.
moves back to Morrow, and it looks like he's about to attack you, Morrow, but he's struggling through the undergrowth. He doesn't get a chance to attack you. He spends his whole turn dashing.
Oh wow! Well, we've given up
And
our.
he's
prize.
just telling Lydia to run. Okay,
Right, run
Dash, your
from
turn. What are
Morrow.
you doing?
I feel like we've been led into a trap here by this guy, eh? I'm going to stand over here. Am I kind of like
Okay.
am I under a tree or what is this thing?
Now you can move 3 squares only and 1 sideways. Okay, as
1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, 3 squares. Right, you can move to there, sure. Neal always tries to hustle a little bit extra.
Yeah,
It's just
it
standard.
adds up. It adds up over time.
Okay, what are you doing for your turn?
What am I doing? What I'm going to do is okay. The lights are out. Can I see anything?
So the source of light is Maynard. He's
And
holding this light above his head, but he's trying to keep low.
Okay. Can I perceive anything out in the trees or anything?
Yeah, just do you want to put that radius on yourself, please, Maynard?
The light radius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the.
So
no,
that's basically the limit of the light, and even that is generous because that's like where you can actually see straight through the undergrowth. So this guy who shot an arrow might not be that far away.
Okay.
So
I'm
so
gonna-
also I am trying to I did have this thing covered, so it was in my fist, and I'm just letting out a small amount of light.
Oh, you're letting out a small amount of light now. Make your radius whatever you want.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said before. I was shining a small amount of light through my fingers down into the pit, so I could see Aragin.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so make that radius smaller if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna
Maybe half it towards them.
I'm gonna get
Yeah, I was
my
thinking about that.
I'm gonna get my hooded lantern out, and
Okay.
I'm gonna ready in action to light it and lift the hood, but I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. So how are you going to light a lantern? Are you going to get some tinder out and start trying
Yeah,
to play
I've
with
got
tinder
I've
and
got
stuff?
all the stuff.
How long do you
right?
reckon that would take?
A turn.
Probably
6
30
seconds. To get some tinder and like spark and try and get a fire going.
Well, no,
With no
it's-
matches,
it's
The
no
like-
lantern
cigarette
back
lighter.
No. So I've got flasks of oil and stuff in my backpack.
No, I understand you've got flammable stuff. I'm just asking how long you think it would take to get it going.
Well, being such a useful person, I'd say about 6 seconds.
Right. So bit of tinder, like get a spark off some flint, try and get something like that lit in 6 seconds.
Doesn't take me long to find a spark off Tinder.
Oh,
It was weak.
Okay. Are you doing that right now? Because if you're going to read it, something you need a trigger. What's the trigger?
I'm basically not ready to light up the whole area, but I want to make sure we're going to have plenty of light when we're retreating.
Are you
so-
trying to light this lantern or not?
Yes, and I'm going to keep the hood down on it so that you can't see that it's lit from the direction that we're moving towards.
Okay. Is there actually a rule about how long it takes to
So that they can't.
light a lamp?
I think that's
We'll
how
look
a
it up.
hooded lantern works, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, that's not what he's asking though. He's just asking you how long it.
No, you can definitely use a hood. I'm skeptical that you can get a lantern lit in 6 seconds.
Okay, well,
Imagine it probably takes a long time. Bannofix, what are you doing?
Yeah, so what you should have done is had it pre-lit, but with the hood lowered.
I'm gonna now. You mentioned that
Yes.
light blue turquoise. I don't know what color it is. Area is actually the pit. Does that mean that?
No, the light blue is the net.
Oh,
black
it's
is
the
the pit.
net. Okay, so Bannofix is going to move on over to here, grip the net, and then haul it backwards as fast as he possibly can this way.
Okay. Bannofix. The net. Yeah, okay. Bannofix, can we make a strength check, please?
Cool. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to can I do? I don't actually know if I can do this on myself. Can I encourage myself via that cantrip? Let me just have a
No.
quick look. I can't do it to myself. I can only do it to
Oh,
somebody else.
guidance.
Guidance.
Yeah, guidance.
Can I guide myself?
That would also be
think
an
you
action
can.
though, right? Or
Oh yeah.
guidance bonus action.
No, you're right.
Guidance
It would
takes
be-
an action.
It would be an action. Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
It's
I'll roll
not great in
this.
combat.
I'll roll the strength check.
Okay.
The compendium suggests it's a DC 10 strength check to free yourself from the net, or someone else.
Nice.
Yeah, but to move the whole net, that's
10. But I got a
10.
plus. I got a plus 2 on it.
a
Even
10
if-
plus 2. The net has all kinds of hooks on it. The net
Mhm.
does not budge. I mean, you tighten it, the net overall does not budge.
Okay, so I'm still here then. Yeah, I'm still next to it. If I was trying to
Yep.
run away with it, then
Yep. Now you can drop prone. You've got enough movement left to drop prone, right?
Cool,
Or actually,
yeah.
where were you?
well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
you
I
can
was
drop
here.
prone if you want to do
so
that.
I moved there and then tried it. Didn't work. Okay, I'll drop prone,
Okay, you drop prone.
and I'll just grip. I'll just grip the guy next to me's ankle.
Yeah.
And just-
So you're gripping Maynard's ankle.
yes,
Okay.
that's right.
And do we
Okay.
think this guy led us into a trap?
Yeah,
No,
he could have.
I just, well,
Someone
if
said
they're
that.
camping here expecting
he's
someone
been-
to come.
He's been this
Then-
way before. He didn't fall into the trap. He didn't fall
No,
into the
no,
spike trap.
he didn't come this way. He led us around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying he
Okay.
didn't, but
Kill him anyway.
yeah.
And now
Okay.
he seems to be trying to flee.
He's
And
got a
now-
longbow.
That's a yeah.
Yes. No. No. Okay. And now targeting Paladimir. Paladimir is dodging. Nevertheless, an arrow strikes true. And Paladimir, you're struck in the face by an arrow.
Ouch.
Ooh,
Face. Ooh,
Oh,
right in the face.
well, that's a
Nom nom.
good shot. I think we should get the fuck out of here.
Does
It's
anybody,
from below the net.
Maynard.
does anybody learn teleport yet?
Yes, so I'm at the edge of the net now. So
You're caught in the net.
yeah. So Aragin
Well, no,
has been
I
trying to
slashed through
slice
the
it
net. Yeah, I slashed
with
through
his
the net.
pole arm.
Which
Yeah.
according
So
to the
Aragin,
normal rules,
you've slashed the net above you. Maynard is still caught in the net.
but we're in the same place. The standard rules for net that basically destroys the net.
Yeah. Okay. That's a hand thrown net. This is a
Okay,
net that's about
much larger one.
20 something feet long, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm wriggling out because the thing is I'm actually quite near the edge of the net, so I should be able to just
Yeah.
lift it up a little bit and just wriggle myself because I'm lying prone.
Sure. Okay.
So that is what I'm going to spend my action doing.
Okay, you can move, and you can move, do that, and you can also move 5 feet and stay prone. Right, crawling
Okay.
is slow.
I will do that. Yep.
Okay, so you can move 5 feet backwards if you want.
And I'm gonna call to Aragin. Stick your pole arm out. I'll pull you up.
Right. Okay,
It's only 4 feet down. I should be able to climb. But yeah, I might.
Morrow. What is
Oh,
what is
okay.
Morrow
I'll
doing
go
now?
for the assistance.
Morrow, you're
I can do
prone.
Indeed, I am indeed prone. Okay, so is
Yeah,
this
actually, you
person
should be
still looking
prone.
to attack
Should
me?
be prone. Yeah.
All right, so can I roll
He's
this?
standing.
this-
He's standing like it. He's standing above you. He's run up to
Right.
you. You're prone. He's standing above you. Have you moved? Maybe.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, essentially, because what I
Yeah.
was gonna do was, if he looks like he's going to attack me, or is he just standing above me?
He's spent his turn running up to you.
Right, but does he look like he's just run up to me? He doesn't like, what kind?
Ah,
Does he
yeah,
look
it's
like he's
dark.
full
You
drawn?
know,
or-
it's
what?
pretty dark. You don't really know.
All right.
This is a big confused
Okay.
mess.
Okay.
But
Well,
you'd know
okay,
whether he had a
that
weapon
blows that.
drawn, right?
Oh, he's definitely got a weapon drawn. He's got a longbow drawn.
Oh, okay.
Well, if he's got a longbow drawn, then I'm not so worried.
Disadvantage shooting someone prone.
And someone next to you.
Yeah, I was gonna just. All right, we've still got no visual on what's doing this, so crap. I'm not 100% sure what the best move is here.
All
I
right,
think
so that
to
sounds
take-
like dodging.
I think we should get
yeah, I
him
think I'm
out
gonna
of
get
here.
up, and I'm just gonna take a dodge action. Yeah.
Okay, you stand up and you dodge. Okay,
Start moving forward. Otherwise,
and
they'll just keep peppering us.
all right, Paladimir, you've been struck by an arrow. What are you doing? Even though you're dodging, and even though you're wearing armor.
Move behind everyone else and go prone.
Okay, you can move. If you dash, you can move 6 squares. If you just moving, you can only use 3. And also remember, you've got your lay on hands.
Yeah, and I'm going prone.
Okay, so you're moving 3 squares and then dropping prone. Okay.
Mhm.
And then that still leaves you your action. What do you want to do for your action?
Yeah, the healing
Lay on
thing.
hands. So you're going to heal yourself 5 hit points.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Aragin.
Okay, but
Right.
is Paladimir's token in the right place? Because it looked like he moved 6 squares.
Yeah, he probably did. I told him 3.
Yeah, it was about 4 or 5.
I mean,
Don't
the
put there.
rules, right?
Was he there?
I think he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
you
back
can't
where
do
you
that.
just put him.
Yeah, you can get to there maybe.
Okay.
That's being generous as well.
Maybe with a dive.
1, 2, 3. No, you can do that. You
I
can do
am-
that. You can do that. You can definitely
I'm
do
going to jump up and sprint forward. And then,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm going to, spring up out of the pit if I can,
You're brave.
through the hole in
Okay.
the net.
Just
So getting out
remember,
of the
it's
pit is
difficult
going
terrain.
to getting out of the pit is going to take your movement. Is that fair enough?
For 4 feet.
Yeah, you got to get out of the pit.
Yeah, it's 4 feet. I'm already on my feet. It shouldn't take my entire movement, I wouldn't think.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
it'll
half.
take
We'll
most
say
of it,
half then. Yeah. I
Okay,
shouldn't
so I
have said
can-
4 feet, but
I can only-
realistically.
All right.
Well, it
All right,
is
well,
taller
I'm
than
going to
him.
get up here. Shut up.
It's
shut
not
up.
huge. Yep.
Okay, so I'm
No,
going to
this
spring
is
up.
difficult
there.
terrain, remember, okay?
Yeah.
So you've only got
Yeah.
you've got hardly any movement left. Unless you
Yep.
want to dash.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to dash 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to dive prone. So I'm going to be out of the light, prone, hiding basically, just up here.
Is it a swamp? What is it? Why is it difficult terrain?
Just
'Cause it
thick
always is in
forest.
Doug's world.
Okay. It looks like a
Um,
swamp.
yeah, it is quite swampy, thick forest.
But could you dig a pit in thick forest? Surely that implies there's some open ground with that's not tree roots and things like that. I
Um,
guess if you got time, you can chop through tree roots anyway.
Yeah, we had to do that when we built our house. Dig pits and
It's
chop
not a-
the roots.
it's not like a really huge pit either. Okay, you've still got your bonus action if you want to use your second one. You don't want to use it yet, eh?
What health am I on? Nah, I don't want to use that yet, I believe.
No.
Nah.
Sorry, you used your
I'm very
dash, right?
good.
You dashed.
Yep, I dashed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Can you make me?
A saving throw.
Let's go for a perception check.
Cool. I think I get +2 on these.
Have you got any light?
Or 7.
At
+2.
disadvantage. At disadvantage because you're
It's
exhausted.
not going to get much worse.
Okay.
Wait, I'm
You've got
exhausted?
no idea what's going on. You fell negative hit points.
When? Oh, I did. Yeah, sorry. I thought I just got massively
Okay, so that was it. That was
beaten,
dash.
but yeah, I did actually get.
Geez, what a confused fight this is. Not using the second wind. Okay.
No.
Lydia now.
You're a brave man. We're all going the other way. Aragin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no point in these guys have got ranged weapons. You're not going to get out of range. They will just keep peppering you.
What? So are
So
you?
we have to put them down, or they'll put us down.
You're
Lydia
basically
retreats.
sacrificed yourself.
Lydia retreats into the darkness.
You sacrificed yourself for our escape.
Actually, what I'm going to do.
You'll get used to Neal's cowardice there, Dan. Anytime
Okay,
anything happens in a
Graham.
fight, it's, oh no, we're all dead.
What did Morrow do? Morrow just.
I think in this case it's just you.
Morrow
I
just
took
dodged,
a-
eh?
Yep. Yeah. I'm being. Oh, hold on. Someone's standing on me.
I'm wondering if
yeah,
we've
Morrow,
bitten off a bit more than we can chew.
Graham's not gonna. He's not gonna. He looks down at Morrow.
Throw some light
He's
towards
just
them.
he
Yeah,
shakes his
yeah.
head
We need to throw that
and
to him.
do
he's
that.
just shouting out. He just shouts out, Trevor, and he's also dodging, and he
That's
moves
stupid.
forward. He's just dodging.
Okay, I think we've been led into a trap.
He's not moving forward more
Alright.
than that. Just 5 feet.
Why is
Well,
he yelling
he's
at Trevor?
dodging.
Yeah, but dodging doesn't affect your movement.
Yeah. Sorry, what am I thinking? Of course, it doesn't. Yeah, sorry, that was just
Sorry,
like
yeah.
dumb. Dash, what are you doing, Dash?
Well, I'm curious as to why he's calling Trevor out and he's changed direction.
Because that's his brother.
He wants his brother back.
Okay, I'm gonna move through.
And he turns towards Dash and he says, "Fucking help!"
Why were you running away?
Trevor, you owe me $50, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what this is all about.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fucker hasn't paid me yet.
I'm gonna double move. So I'm gonna move 6 squares. 1, 2. Which way though? 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Is that 6?
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it? You work it
looks
out.
like it. Yeah.
So that's a dash. Okay. Bannofix.
Cool. Okay. I am gonna dash. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dash.
There's just enough light near Maynard. There's just enough light to see where the pit is.
Oh,
Yeah,
is my
okay.
light,
Hopefully.
has my light been lit up?
Shut the fuck up. My turn. Shut up.
Fucking lantern.
No, your lantern's not lit, you motherfucker.
Lanterns take ages to light.
Bollocks. I don't see
Yeah.
anything in 5e about that.
It's not going to be lit. It's not going to be lit. in
Shut
winter.
up! Shut up! Okay.
What you need is a flashlight.
It says hooded lanterns, really easy, 6 seconds to start. Have you Googled it?
No, but the thing is, you get 1 free object interaction, so that would be like getting the lantern out. And next turn, if you're still doing other stuff, you'd like get the tinderbox out, and then you might use your action to actually start it or something.
Yeah. Okay. Right. 3 rounds.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, yeah. Next time, think ahead.
See, this is what happens, Mo.
Put a lantern.
When you have your turn, you get to have your turn, and then when Neal gets to have his turn, he gets to share some of your turn as well.
That's true.
Um,
That's true. And he still ends up, according to the Black Cat stats, he still ends up with the longest turn,
I'd like to,
even though he's actually taking everyone else's turn.
Speaker, I'd like to yield 5% of my to Neal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move across. I'm dashing, and I'm going to leap that pit.
Okay. All right.
So that's 1, 2, 3, and then
Alright.
I should be able to go diagonal, and then
Okay.
up, and then diagonal, and I'm going to dive to the ground in my last movement.
Okay.
behind Dread.
So hang on. To stand up, you needed to. That sucks up half your movement.
Oh shit! I was on the ground, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stand up, and then I'm going to leap across here, and then I'm going to dive to the ground on the other side of the pit.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see that athletics check.
I don't. actually-
Acrobatics check. Sorry.
I think you can do it naturally
Nah.
with just 5 feet, can't you?
No,
Yeah,
no.
it is
maybe
dark though.
Yeah.
You're gonna
It is
spike.
dark. I'm gonna
yourself.
give you a low. I'm gonna give you a really low DC.
Well, this is
here,
good because
but
I got
do-
8. But
I do badly want you to mess it up.
well, I am
remember that, but-
I am proficient in this, fortunately. So, but I do.
No,
I
you're
did roll-
not.
Am I
You're
not?
not proficient in acrobatics. No.
Oh, it's athletics. I am. Well, I don't know. Can I take athletics test for this one?
No.
Okay, that's just
Yeah, right. It's right.
I have rolled it.
But it is a low DC. It's a low DC.
I've got a- I got an
This is
8.
why people talk over you in your turn.
You got an 8?
I got an 8. You're still doing it,
Okay, that'll
motherfucker.
That'll do.
Thank you.
All right. Cool.
I don't. Okay, so
Um,
I don't look awesome doing it though, right? I just kind of like trip.
No,
and
you
then
don't at all. It looks
Just
very
cartwheel
clumsy.
across.
And
yeah.
actually, when you say you drop prone, it's more like you fall.
You were.
splat.
I was prone before I got over the thing. Yeah. I get you.
Okay. Yeah. No, it falls splat, but it kind of works. Okay. Okay. Somewhere near Aragin, someone shouts out, "What the fuck's happening?"
I'm a deer. What do deer sound like?
Okay.
Meh. Kind of.
Oh.
That's not so wrong, is it?
I think so.
Okay. Now you're prone, somewhere nearby Aragin, and you're not sure where.
Yep.
Someone shoots at you.
Wait, how can he see me? There's no light. Wait a
I
second.
know.
That's
I know it's dark. It's fairly dark.
no, it's not
it's fairly
fairly dark. We couldn't see them. How can they see us? I'm outside the light, lying prone in
Dark
thick,
vision.
thick jungle.
The
Yeah,
goblins have
because
no
of
vision.
dark vision. There's no way.
Okay. Yeah. Aragin. Could be worse.
No, but
Aragin is
actually,
actually
Dougal,
hit by an arrow. There's somewhere
that's
nearby.
that's why I died. How can he see me? Like if I would have been able to see them if they can see me. Unless he has dark vision. If they have dark vision, obviously that doesn't apply.
He's just shouting with an arrow. Do you fuckers have dark vision?
Yeah.
God damn.
But no, in all seriousness, dogs, how can he see me?
Maybe he can't.
But then how can he attack me? You can't fire at
Maybe
things you
just-
can't see.
You kind of can if you can hear them.
No.
So you can't shoot at an invisible creature.
Well, yes, of course you can, but I'm lying down in the thick undergrowth. You have to have like a line of sight for a bow. It's not a magic missile or something. You've got to use the same rules, and because otherwise I would have been able to see him when I dived down. Like when I got to the edge of where I am, if he can see me enough to attack.
You did roll a perception check, right?
Yeah. So did he? No.
Maybe. Maybe. Maynard.
Yeah.
Okay. How quickly can I move crawling if I'm still prone?
You can move at half speed, so you can dash 3 squares. It's pretty shit.
Okay.
Or
That's-
you can stand up, using half your movement and then
Yep.
dash for
Three
and then dash
3 squares.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. If you actually use your turn to dash, you can move 6 squares. Sorry. crawling.
Okay. Crawling.
Or you can stand up.
Yep.
Using half your movement.
Yep.
Hang on.
Uh,
let me
okay,
get this
yeah.
right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
crawl. I'm gonna crawl prone. 3 squares here. 3 squares this way.
Yeah, no, sorry. Even dashing.
Yeah.
Even if you spend your whole turn dashing, if you're prone, you can only move 3 squares.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand up then.
Okay, you stand up, use half your movement, sure.
Yep. And I'm gonna head this way. Head
Okay.
this way. And then so that's gonna be the full my full movement. Can I use a free object interaction to
You
fling?
can only move 4 squares, right? You can only move 4 squares because
Yep.
your normal movement is 6 squares. So
Yep.
No, sorry, let me get this right. So yeah, 9 squares divided by 2 is 4 squares. You can only move 4 squares given that you need to stand up.
Okay.
And that's
That's
with
fine.
a dash. It's pretty
Means
shit.
I get to there. I'm
Yep.
going to use my free object interaction to fling my stone that has light cast on it in the direction that the arrow came.
Okay, you don't see the
and I'm
direction.
diving to the
So
ground.
what I want you to do is just put a cross on the map where you want to throw it.
Okay. Freehand cross. Out here somewhere.
Okay. So what we're going to do,
And I'm diving
it's got
prone.
30 radius, right? And then you dive prone, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Now we finally have some progress.
It's a 40-foot radius as well. The light spell, 20
Oh,
foot
it is?
dim,
Is it?
20-foot light.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 20-foot light, extra 20-foot dim.
So 40-foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to circle something, even bigger than that. Oh, that'll do. So let's light up a bit. Let's
Let there be light.
I'm gonna hide that, and I'm gonna reveal. That. Now, there is a figure.
That doesn't look like you've unveiled enough.
It's near enough.
Hold on, how many do we get? We get 40 feet radius?
Yeah. But behind it does. Yeah, okay, sure. But behind, remember, there's also a lot of undergrowth and stuff like that, right? So.
No, it's light.
Just not when you're trying to hide behind things. There's no undergrowth all of a sudden.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So
either 40
right
feet
by
or-
Aragin. Right by Aragin, there is a silhouette of a figure. Now there is undergrowth and there are trees and stuff, but yeah, you can definitely see movement there. Okay. Nice move. Okay. Maynard, bonus action. Do you want to inspire anyone?
No. I've only got one left.
Why has he got the same token as this guy? Is it because they're brothers?
It's because
All
I've recycled tokens. Okay, Morrow.
So this guy is just coming to view, yeah? The one I just pinged on the map.
Okay, yeah, the token near Aragin is now visible, just as like a kind of silhouetted against the light.
Okay. Well, that looks like a target to me. Pew. I'm firing off a blast.
Nice.
Okay, and what are you firing?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
+6.
Okay. Oof. Yeah, I see the +6. All right. Let's see what happens. You just rolled a 14.
Yeah, to hit.
Okay, D10 damage, please.
Nice.
Now, whereabouts was the figure?
It's the guy right by me.
Near Aragin.
Oh, I see.
With the recycled
8
token.
damage. Oh,
Cycle token.
all right. Okay, there's a cry in pain. And whoever says, what the fuck was that? Okay, bonus action.
I'm gonna bonus. Let me think. Oh, I don't know if I've got anything uses for my bonus just yet, but I'm going to use my
You've got
3
Hex
squares of
and
movement.
Inspire. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to.
No, wait a minute. You're not prone anymore, right?
No, I stood up to dodge on my last turn.
Yeah, sure, cool.
So
Can
then
you
I
give
want to
multiple inspirations to multiple people? Sorry, I'm kind of interrupting, but I'm
I
just
believe
curious.
so. I
Yes,
think they
I
only
think
just
you can.
last
Yes.
20 minutes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
checking.
I think you
also-
can. You
Because
can
I haven't used
inspire.
mine yet. Is the only reason.
Paladimir, what are you doing?
10 minutes they last.
Paladimir, you're
Yeah.
prone. You're prone and you're left quite far behind now. What do you want to do, Paladimir?
Move up a bit.
Okay, so wait. So you can stand up. That takes half of your movement, and you can dash. Okay. So you can only move 4 squares. You are just under Morrow. Okay. So you can move 4 squares forward, and you can move up to 2 squares sideways. All right. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't move to where you just moved. Well, actually, you can't move that far.
That's
So you
only
can
4 squares.
move. You can move there. You can move there. You can move there. You can move there. So you can move to anywhere from there to there, right? So take your token, move them to where you want to move. And you're now stood up, and that was a dash. Okay. Aragin.
All right.
You are on 1 hit point. You
Yep.
are prone.
This fucker's going down. I'm standing up. I'm taking a 5-foot step towards him.
Now, do you want to use your second wind or anything like that? No?
I'll see. Probably yes.
It might
Okay,
be a
second
good
wind,
idea.
D10, please.
Is it a?
If there was
No,
a
wait.
token-
I'm not doing that right away. I just have
Really?
to check something.
A
Yeah.
bonus action.
Yeah, he likes his bonus action.
Yeah. It might be more important to put him down right at this stage, because he's so
There's
close
probably
to me.
several of them, though, right?
Yeah, I know. But if I drop back down prone, they're going to have trouble seeing me.
You can
unless
only
they're
see one
right
of them.
beside me like that
Hmm.
guy. Yeah. But yeah, first we're just going to try and crack him with my glaive.
Okay.
I want
Yeah, you've got
payback.
your inspiration as well, remember? So
Yeah, I'm
and
going
Did
to
we
use
lose
it.
it? Oh,
I'm
was it
going
me?
to use
a
it.
6. Uses an
Yeah,
inspiration.
I'm going to use the inspiration. So that's an 11. So come on. Sucks. 17. Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Thank you for that, Morrow.
All right, nice. Oh,
Happy to
hold
help.
on, I typed that in the wrong place. And
Could
yeah,
make
no,
a
that's a
big
hit.
difference.
Okay, so we need a
All right.
D10, please.
So
As you stand up
so
and you crack him one.
Grazer might be a better.
Okay. Okay, you cut him.
Yep.
Just ah. And now you're gonna spin your polearm around and smack him in the head.
So he's not down. I take it.
He's not down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a better
Bastard.
move.
Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action try and knock him over. 15. That's not bad. Sorry, 10 plus.
15.
I rolled a
Okay.
10. Sorry.
15.
Yeah.
D4, please.
Okay, cool. I'll re-roll that.
Yeah, damn it. Wait. How do you re-roll that?
Polearm. Great weapon fighting style or whatever it is called. Yeah.
And that applies to a D4 as well, does it?
Well, it's just any attack roll you make with a heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm. Any damage to reroll a 1 or a 2
Mm.
on every dice. That's why. It's,
And that even applies to the D4.
yeah, it's why it's good when you get 2d6 instead of 1d12. Just so you know,
Yeah,
it just kind of
definitely.
yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Until your snake eyes on your second roll. 'cause
Just-
I'm pretty sure you have to keep that.
Dirks, just because it's good
Like,
doesn't mean you have to like double, triple check it.
you can-
Okay, some things we have to enjoy.
Have you
Alright.
been
He's
drinking
just
grumpy
salty.
goat?
Just,
Right.
5 is
He's
probably
like,
just enough to put him down.
He's just getting like battered, this guy.
Mhm.
He's obviously pretty tough. And he says, fuck, what's happening? Okay.
Okay, what's so he's got a bow in his hands.
He's got a bow in his hands.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm dropping.
And Graham
prone.
now.
I'm dropping prone. as well.
Sorry, and you drop prone. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll drop
Right
you
next
prone.
to him. You're gonna prone out
Aragin.
next to him.
Aragin.
Yeah, I can't be in the light and have these other guys shooting at me. So someone else. I've got to
Aragin
rely
drops
on one of you
prone.
dropping him.
Okay.
He's also
I'll
got a
pick
bow out. So
Okay.
He drops his
Graham.
bow and rips
Graham
out
now.
a longsword. Stabs
Graham
you.
now goes. Graham now. He goes. Oh shit. He moves. He moves into the darkness.
He's
Yeah.
already in darkness.
I think I should hide. I should hide away from the light now. And away from the other people. He moves. Hang on. That was a hide.
He's
Mm.
hiding.
This
He's
is-
not attacking. He's our only.
No,
ranged
this is
guy.
this is a setup. These two probably killed that other dude, wrote their own letter, and dropped it off on the stump. And this guy's in on it. That's for sure. And that's why they want that chick to go back. So let's just kill everybody, and
I
then
think so.
and then
Yeah,
and then
and he goes-
take the girl.
Oh fuck! Now we have to kill them all. And he is gonna shoot at.
You busted him,
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
He shoots at.
Bannofix.
I'm prone. by the
Vladimir?
way.
Oh,
Fucker.
could be worse. Vladimir.
I knew it.
Good.
Wait a minute. Why does he?
The token recycling was a clue.
Why did he do
Vladimir.
30 damage?
Yeah.
30. What?
Vladimir. How many hit points does Vladimir have?
Not many left.
I
you got
healed
nine.
up,
He was already on 4.
and then I healed
Oh,
up.
to 9. Sorry, yeah, to 9. You went up to 9. Yep. According to BC.
Yeah. It just thinks he did very little damage there.
Maybe he did. Oh, because he doesn't he have that great heavy armor feat? So he's got some damage
Oh.
or something.
Nice. Yeah, Black Cat's actually saying, yeah, the overall damage is 2. But it's not telling me why. So I'm going, what the hell? So yeah, Vladimir, you are struck for only 2 damage.
Did you just nice your own software
Um,
development? Like you did.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so Black Cat, sometimes it does the right thing, but it doesn't tell you why. And that's a confusing one.
Have you got the
Um,
jump goat out, Bannofix?
Yeah,
Is
so
it the heavy armor?
I do.
so, you know what I wanted? I actually want to remove him from the party now.
Did
Says,
he have
shit, they're
disadvantage
onto
on
us.
his attack roll?
And Graham is
I'm gonna shoot him with his brother's bow in a minute.
Yeah, that's good. If we survive, we'll pick some up.
Yeah. I should have taken my own
Oh,
white cantrip actually.
I need a bow.
Damn it.
okay.
Oh, it's
Dash,
actually-
Dash. You've had your suspicions for a while. Dash, you're in the dark. What you can see is off through the foliage, you can see Aragin fighting someone.
Yep.
You Vladimir has just been struck. However,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
however,
dagger
you
drop.
can't see Graham. Sorry.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna throw my dagger at the one that's fight. I'm gonna do a sneak attack with a
You're a
knife.
long
in-
way away.
Nice.
No, but I
long
can,
way
I
away.
can
No,
move
he's not,
closer.
he's only about 30 feet.
Yeah,
as
look,
well.
watch
That's
this.
no way.
Okay.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3 plus a diagonal, and then
Nice.
Yep,
when I
that's
go,
fine.
I
So
go
from there,
and
you've got to.
measure, and it's only 15 feet, and my dagger can be thrown 20.
Yeah.
And that
I
is
could be trying
20.
twice that, but with disadvantage.
Okay, so you're gonna drop short
60,
sword?
60 feet with disadvantage.
I'm not doing a disadvantage though, right?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, just saying.
Hang on, hang on.
You're
I'm not
within
seeing your
normal.
dagger. Where is your dagger?
It's on my character sheet, isn't it? Two short
Have you
swords and a
thrown
dagger.
it before?
No, I've got 2 daggers actually.
Mm.
So I'm gonna throw them both.
Okay, hang on. Let me just see this. Where's your character sheet?
One with each
Short.
hand.
I see short sword times 2. I don't see dagger.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
on there. I
It's
can
on
see.
there.
Yeah.
You just need to look down into the carried section.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you want to throw daggers at this guy? I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely.
he's under.
He's almost down.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I
So
know,
what
but-
you're gonna have to do, Dash?
Yes.
Wait, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got you.
Otherwise, he's gonna
So what you're
execute
gonna
me.
have to do? You're gonna have to drop a. You're gonna have to
Well, I'm
drop a
gonna-
short sword.
Thorn him next to him.
Do you want to do that?
Well, I don't actually have a short sword out because I've been mucking around with a lantern. So I'm not going to drop any short swords. I'm just going to chuck.
All right.
daggers.
So wait a minute. Okay. Well, then you would have had to drop your short sword to get your object interaction with the lantern, right?
No, there's nothing being dropped on the ground. You don't need to drop it.
All right. So what are you gonna do instead?
I'm just going to chuck daggers.
Okay. You've got a short sword in each hand.
Since when?
Are you gonna drop your short swords?
No, because I was never carrying them. I was lighting a lantern.
All right. To light the lantern, you would have had to drop your short swords, correct?
No, I would have had
assumed
to
he
put
had
them
out,
away.
yeah.
Sorry.
I would have had to put them away.
All right.
I would never have
All right.
dropped my short
Well,
swords.
what we're gonna do? Okay.
the
Like I will
lantern.
let you sheath a short sword. Okay. And I'll let you do that for free. Okay. And then you're gonna take out a dagger and you're gonna throw it. That's fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Hit him in the throat.
I'm going for
yeah. Neal's
I'm
lawyering.
not-
It just wears you down after a while.
finesse.
Um,
It's finesse.
work.
Okay,
Yeah,
missile
good.
attack on
The
yeah,
guy with
sneak attack.
yeah coming
Let's
to
see
the
it.
rescue. Here we go. Sneak attack. Sharpshooter. No, I'm kidding. 18. Woo.
Okay, 18. Now we need a D4 and we need a D6.
Oh, nice. Okay, here's the D4. 3, 6, 6, 9, 9,
12 damage.
12. See you later. Dispatched.
Oh no, sorry. 11 damage. 11 damage. Okay.
Pretty good for a knife.
You hit him
Imagine
right in the
what-
throat. He's still up, but he's gurgling.
Ooh.
No bonus action possible.
Okay, can I lie prone as well?
Yeah, you can drop prone. Let me do
Alright, I'll
that.
do that.
So, he's taking some of Bannofix's turn again. Not prone, sure. Bannofix.
Cool.
I'll probably call you Bannofix for quite a long time. Okay.
Yeah. I've been calling myself Bannofix. Okay. Bannofix is going to thorn whip the guy below Aragin.
Okay.
Now I could do
Okay.
this. It's not going to be an issue me doing that prone, right?
Yes. Disadvantage.
Okay, I'll stand up
Okay.
and then I'll thorn whip.
You stand up, and you cast Thorn Whip.
Cool. There we go. 6. I've got some bonuses.
And what did you roll? Sorry.
6.
Rolled a 6. Yeah, a 6 is a miss.
Shit. Okay. Then I'm going to move. Well, so half movement. So I'll just move there and plop back down again.
Okay, you can only move 1 square.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. And now, Trevor. This is, he says, Graham, where the fuck are you, mate? And he's gonna dash. He's gonna dash, and that gives Aragin his opportunity attack.
Finish him.
Aragin, Aragin, you are prone. You can have
Yep.
an opportunity attack. It's at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try and hook like the
So he's just
spike
gonna
bit
lash
around one
out.
of his ankle.
Yeah,
as it
lash
runs
out,
off.
lash out. But if you can pull this off, he's in trouble.
20 and 19.
Oh.
At disadvantage, that is impressive. We
Yeah,
need a
that's
D10.
actually super impressive.
Yeah.
3 again. It's the worst
bugger.
one. 'Cause it's 1 or 2
Three.
I can reroll.
This has got to take him down though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Unlucky.
That's enough.
Can you
Trevor
see my
falls.
jumping goat?
Trevor falls.
Is it, oh, he's still drinking something nice.
Trevor falls. Trevor falls in a heap, and he's just like,
Gurgling,
he's just
gurgling.
screaming in pain. All
He took a
right,
beat- he took a beat.
Maynard.
Yeah, it must be like level 3.
Maynard.
Right.
Okay, somewhere in the darkness, somewhere in the darkness, somewhere in the darkness behind Bannofix and Paladimir, you
Yep.
just hear Graham go, "Ah, Trevor!" Okay, Maynard. What are
Yep.
you doing, Maynard?
I think I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay prone. I'm going to cast light cantrip on a stick or something else.
Yeah, you can grab you can grab a stick or something. Sure.
Okay, I'm
Actually,
going to cast.
actually, let me.
Can I
You can just
cast it
gonna
on?
try and
Can I
reach-
rip out a dagger and cast it on a dagger or something like that?
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
Okay. Then I'm casting light cantrip on the dagger, and I'm going to throw it towards not Trevor, the other one,
Okay.
the little double crossing,
Graham,
backstabbing prick,
yeah.
Graham.
Okay.
Stick
Draw
him in the eye.
me an X where you want to throw it.
Okay. Round
wait,
about
wouldn't-
here.
Where the hell?
But where is Maynard?
Swap.
Right.
Wait, but
So what I'm going to have to do.
just check first, Dougal. Like, is Graham in that circle of light though? I imagine he is. In which case, Maynard can see him. He doesn't need to randomly guess.
Graham went directly south of,
Yeah,
of where
and he wouldn't have made
Paladimir
it
is.
that far.
No, but that's that circle of light from his
Well, that's where I ran about where I went. I've drawn the X, but like everyone can't see it because
No.
it's in the
Yeah,
black area.
yeah, no, I can see 2 X's. I'll take the first one. Shall I take the first one or the second
Yeah.
one?
Take the first one.
Okay. What I want to do now, I want to just clear some, not clear all drawings, just select.
Wait, but wouldn't you be able to see him when you cast dagger on the light, and then just hit at him?
Excuse me.
That
'Cause if
might
he's in-
make sense.
As soon as you cast light on your dagger, you've got that 40 foot around it. And I
40
don't think
foot
Oh,
he
we
made
radius.
it
got
out of that.
thick
Yeah, I don't-
forest here, eh? We got thick forest. He's not really gonna. He's throwing in the general direction, but that's fine. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna draw another circle about that big. That clearly lights him up now. So I'm gonna reveal that. Hide that.
Why?
Wait, well,
Nice.
What's happened?
yeah, why? Light's not concentration. Why are you hiding the other one?
Oh, can you just keep going? I thought it cancelled the other light when I cast the new
I
one.
don't believe so. I'll double check that, but I don't. It's not concentration. So, well, I don't think it is. Let's just check that. I could be wrong there.
So you can just create endless light. Just go
That
walk along
is actually
going
pretty
light,
useful.
light.
Let's have a
Really?
look. Maybe you can't.
What I might do is I might preload. Might
Bag.
grab
Oh,
a
no,
little
sorry, yeah,
pouch
no,
of.
sorry,
Misses if you cast it again.
The spell ends, yeah, if you cast it again. The
Yeah.
spell
Yeah.
ends if you cast it again, sorry.
Otherwise, that would have been fucking
It's
handy.
pretty funny that you can target an object held or worn by a hostile creature.
The amount of
but they get a save.
lawyering in this at this table, Dan.
You-
It's a new level.
You should actually.
Dubs doesn't mention that that's because it's one rule for the monsters and one rule for the players.
Okay. Inspiration, Maynard.
The best was the 180 degrees that he was talking about with that lich fighter,
Who's got a bow?
the Black Knight.
Who's got a bow?
You don't know. You just make a quick decision. Inspire. Anyone?
Morrow does have ranged.
I've got whip.
Morrow does
Okay.
have range.
I've got
Too,
range.
too slow. No bonus
Too
action.
late. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Morrow.
I'm going
You
to
can now
hex.
see Graham, the backstabbing bastard. I'm not sure how much you're following here, but
Yeah.
Graham, apparently Graham, the backstabbing bastard. You can see him nicely lit up by the light.
Yeah, I was going to. I've been listening along. It's just I was trying to keep quiet so I wouldn't get shot. So hex, but I want to affect his
Good tip.
wisdom check. So potentially any perception checks you might want to make in the dark. And then I'm going to essentially cast.
So okay, let's see. The range on Hex is 90 feet. Okay.
So
90 feet.
yeah, I'm going to go try and hit him. See how this goes.
Okay. So Hex, he doesn't get any saving throw on Hex. Let me just read it.
No, it just basically hooks onto
Until
him.
the spell ends, you deal extra d6 whenever you hit it with an attack.
What's the distance?
Jeez.
Yeah, hexes are good.
No saving
but
throw.
essentially, yeah.
Okay,
So essentially, I wanted
Morrow, the weird bastard. He pulls out the petrified eye of a newt. Apparently.
Aragin, did you kill him?
Okay, so let's Hex. We'll Hex.
Yeah, Trevor's down.
Hex Graham,
But is he down? Because I want his
Okay.
bow.
and then he's going to throw Eldritch Blast.
No,
at him,
I
is
want
that
his bow.
correct?
yeah. So that was a 13.
I'll race you
plus
to it.
A 13 on Graham.
Yep.
Oh bloody hell! Yeah, and it, okay, so I'm seeing a D10 force and D6 necrotic. So obviously Black Cat understands
Shit.
Hex, and I don't know if we've used it
I'm
before,
gonna
but
I'm gonna loot him first.
and we get a
How
1.
have you got Eldritch
Right,
Blast and these
I'm
other
seeing
things?
4.
Are you a bard or something else?
He's a
I
warlock.
am a bard, but I have played around a bit.
He's like, I am
He's a weird bard.
also a bard.
May have taken the
Yeah,
feat.
I'm a warlock and a bard and something
Right,
else.
so
Magic
I
attention.
only do 4 damage, but I want to then use. I can move 3 squares. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Paladimir,
So
what are you
essentially
doing?
Going in pursuit.
Paladimir is nowhere near as injured as he might be because he's a heavy armor master. Paladimir,
Nice.
So the guy in the bottom middle is bad.
yeah, he's the one who shot at you. That's
We want him
Graham.
dead.
Right. So there.
Wow, it's like 8 squares.
Yeah, that's a dash.
That's 6.
Yeah, nice move. Okay, Aragin.
All right, I'm going to spring to my feet, leaving my glaive lying on the ground beside me. I'm going to whip out my short bow, and I'm going to try and stick an arrow in his face.
All right, now there's a lot of trees here.
You might feel a slight prick.
Yeah, there doesn't
There are
appear to be.
trees, but we'll give you a shot at disadvantage. Okay.
Hang about. People were shooting at me without that. Like, this is a clear area.
You need
I know, but
Otherwise,
that's
you've got
quite
to,
a long way
otherwise
you're
you've got to
firing,
draw
right?
draw them on the map. Yeah, but they were firing at me from a similar thing.
who's that by the pit?
Well,
Well,
can
actually,
I get
look
a
where
slightly
Trevor
clearer?
was. He was right next to you, right? He was right next to you, so he wasn't firing.
No,
from
but
far away.
I'm talking. Yeah, no, I'm talking about much earlier when they're a bit further. But yeah, well, can I just take a 5-foot step in either direction if there's a
Yeah, that's
bit of
fine.
shrub?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
You
take a
can
5
move.
foot
You
down.
can move so you've got line of sight. Okay, so you're dropping your glaive.
Yep.
You are
Whipping out my short bow.
drawing your short bow. Yep.
And shooting at Vladimir.
And you're having a shot at Graham.
Yep.
At Graham the. Okay. And your shot rolls. What do you roll? Oh no, can't do it. Vladimir's in the way.
8. That's not
Vladimir's
actually a
in the
real
way.
low.
You could take a shot.
Yeah, it's because you don't take up a whole 5-foot square.
Yeah, but he's
No, risk
he's in between you and the
yeah, but
target.
No, he's not. That would mean like we go through this so often, it's ridiculous. But look at the thing. I don't intersect the middle of a square, but your person doesn't fill an entire 5-foot square. So what you do is in your 6 seconds, you wait until your ally moves slightly to the left or right, and you risk it. Sure, if I absolutely fuck it up, I'll now Vladimir instead, but I'm okay with that. But the idea that you can't take a shot is just, it doesn't make
Yeah,
any
no,
sense.
disadvantage here, right? Disadvantage.
I don't know.
Well, no, it's just if
you
I do
can
really
take it.
badly, I'd hit him.
Right. That's right.
It doesn't make it
Paladimir
harder
is
to hit.
in between. Paladimir is. There are two guys
Yes,
fighting each other,
that doesn't make
and
it
you're
harder.
aiming at the guy on the opposite end of the two guys fighting each other.
Yes, which means if I do really badly, I might smack it into my friend instead of the bad guy. It doesn't make it harder
Yeah,
to
no way.
pull back the bow.
Disadvantage.
It doesn't make it harder to take a shot. It makes it that's what the cover rules are for, Dibble. So give them half cover, 3/4 cover.
Right. Cover is not some
No.
ally fighting in front of someone.
No, that's
right?
exactly what
square.
cover
Cover
is.
is like
That's
a tree.
that's exactly what it's something getting in the way.
Just
This
move
is
Well, he's
another
obscure.
square.
disadvantage
so
is-
it's cover.
You
Yeah.
can still move though, Ariel.
Cover,
Exactly what it is.
cover is not like an ally.
Just
No, it
move.
is. No,
But
it's
anyway,
something in
8
the
is a
way.
miss. 8 is a miss
Okay,
anyway.
well,
Yeah, cool.
I thought you could use.
Now I'm gonna
Can't
second win.
halflings use like other companions as like cover?
Cover.
There's like
Yeah,
rules for
it's-
halflings of it.
yeah,
So
It's
people
literally
do
cover
count
is
as
just
cover.
something in the way.
You could have just moved another couple squares, Ariel, because you can move at any stage in your turn. So you can just
I
go.
know,
"Oh, okay."
I stood up and
second
I
one?
already moved, but yeah, second one. Yeah, definitely this time.
D10.
8. Oh,
I get to
One.
re-roll that one.
That's a disappointing one, but
Hmm.
all right.
no. You needed that as well.
Okay, and now Graham. Oh, he's left his bloody keyboard. He's gone like all right, Graham is just gonna dash. He's not gonna mess about.
He's going to
He's just
run
gonna
away.
Dash. Yes.
He's running away.
He's running away. He's
Opportunity
running
attack.
away.
Yeah, opportunity attack.
Vladimir's gonna take an opportunity attack. Does someone want to roll it for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll roll it.
Okay.
Here we go. 7.
7.
I would have rolled better. I would have rolled
That's a
a
miss.
9.
That's a miss. Okay, and then he sprints off through the undergrowth.
No, he doesn't,
And
because it's difficult
not?
terrain.
yeah, it doesn't seem to bother him.
Yes, we know that skill.
He's a forester.
Hold on, no.
He's a
So does that difficult terrain apply in combat? That rule?
Oh, if he's if he moves.
It's a non-combat skill, right?
No, you ignored it. I think difficult terrain in forest, if I remember.
Yeah,
Right.
in forest.
Yeah, all right.
He's
We'll
the
let him go.
forester.
Yeah, he sprints off into the darkness. Okay. What's
He went that way, huh?
what's Dash going to do?
Dash is going to grab a bow. So I'm
You
lying prone.
fucker.
So I'm going to lose some movement, right, by standing up.
Half.
Half. Yep.
Half. So I've lost half a movement, so I can move 4.5 squares.
4, yes.
4.
If
So I'm
you
going to
dash.
move 1. Yeah, I'm going to dash. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. This guy is pretty stealthy and he's in the dark. I think we need to say the battle's over.
Okay, but I'm going to try to move to loot this guy here with his bow.
I'm going to thorn whip. I'm going to thorn whip dash backwards and just run forwards. No.
There's something I don't know whether he is actually gone. Let's just
And I'm going to
check
chop
something.
his fucking ear off. And I'm going to put it on the stump.
No, I'm
Is he-
going to
is
check
he
if he's
dead?
still alive first. Yeah, I'm going to check if he's still alive. I'm closer.
I was
to
about
him
to
than,
say, because if he's
than
still
Dash.
alive and he can
Aragin?
make some noise,
Yeah.
that might be good.
Yeah.
He is. He's kind of dying, but he is still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Okay, I stick my finger in the wound. Make some noise, you little shit. Call your brother back.
He's just groaning. He's
Just-
unconscious and groaning.
Can I get my
and
dagger?
gurgling a bit.
Can I get my
Um,
dagger from his throat?
Yeah.
It just bleeds out right there.
Aragin cut him really badly as he's trying to run off. Aragin just like took a big swipe and took a chunk out of his flank.
Maybe the calf.
Okay.
I'm going to
Hey.
yell out into the forest. Trevor's still alive, Graham. If you come back here, we won't kill him.
Okay. Unless you do something to save him, he's probably going to die. There's
All
blood.
right.
There's
Well, okay.
he's bleeding really badly.
Not
Unless you
with
do
a healing
something to save
spell.
him like right
No,
away.
Well, I'll
Should-
I'll
ca-
tend,
can
I'll
we
tend to him.
tend
But
his
we'll
wounds?
just we'll just see how he goes with his stabilization checks.
We'll make
Well,
a
I'll
moderate
tend him.
effort to save him.
Yeah, I'll stop him.
Right,
bleeding
who's
out.
doing the medicine check?
Okay.
Because I'll inspire them. I'm like, come on. I think, yeah, because I think this will work.
Who wants to
you-
do a
you say-
medicine check?
Does someone have an inspiration left?
I do. I've got 3.
Okay, fucking hell.
I'll cantrip. I'll give somebody some help. God, he's
How many
so
do
much.
you have,
Alright.
He's
Luke?
so much
Alright,
better
so
than you.
basically-
Hey, like it. I'll give somebody some guidance.
Morrow is gonna
by the way.
hang on. Let's remove a single
And Eldritch Blast.
inspiration. Right? Who's gonna do the medicine check? Who wants to do that?
It should be Stu because it's a wisdom skill.
Oh, I can't guidance myself, damn it.
Yeah.
Um,
Get the,
Does anybody have reasonable wisdom though? Like,
I think I'm quite
I'm also
wise.
exhausted.
It doesn't seem likely.
Okay, Aragin, give him his blade back.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I've got 11 wisdom.
I'll do the medicine check.
Okay.
I'll chew up some of my herds and spit them on him.
Yeah. Sorry, just what? Yeah. Okay.
How many minuses do you have?
Bannofix
I
is
got
going to
plus
do a
3.
medicine. Bannofix is going to try and save this guy before he dies.
Okay, I'll roll.
Okay.
Are you going to pull the knife out of his throat?
9.
A 9.
The knife out.
All right.
Any pluses?
Okay.
Let me get that knife out.
Now wait a minute. This is with inspiration, right?
I don't know.
We
If,
have
to use
time.
it.
I don't,
Well, it's only going to last about 20
Inspiration.
minutes.
So you can put a d6 on it.
oh, cool.
Yeah. You can add a d6.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had inspiration.
It's a
Yeah, I
DC.
get
I'm
you.
giving you. It's a DC 15 to save this guy.
Oh, 2, 3.
I think you
Ah,
get 14.
yeah, 14. So I'm like
Oh.
on his chest, just smacking him, trying to. Yeah, I'm just like, we lost this one.
11.
somebody,
14.
somebody call it.
Okay.
How
Upsetting though this is.
Yeah.
Upsetting though this is, over the next 10 minutes, despite Bannofix's best efforts, Trevor, from his multiple wounds, expires.
Now I am at the
While
same
that was
time while I'm
happening-
trying to save him,
Not
I
upset.
am putting my hands in his pockets
No,
and
I'm
taking
doing
stuff out ahead of what Dash is attempting to do.
that. I was already grabbing his
Okay.
shit. I've taken his bow and arrow.
Bannofix.
This is why I couldn't save
Let's
him because there were too many
Was it-
people pouring at him for his
Was
loot.
it a long or a short bow?
It was a long bow and it's over
A
my
long
shoulder.
I don't know if you can use them by default. Can you there?
I
as a
don't
rogue?
know, actually, let's have a look.
And actually, we should give it to the bard anyway. Honestly, you're a swashbuckler. kind
true.
Of,
Okay. So
Well,
he
well,
has
well.
got a longbow and he has got studded leather armor.
Oh, studded leather. I'll have that.
You can't use a longbow, can you, as a bard?
I don't
think so.
Short bow.
No, well, we could shorten it down. Maybe
I'll,
snap it
I'll
up.
take the longbow, and one of you can have the short bow if
Sounds
if
good.
You guys can I'll give it
Yep,
to my
keen
brother.
on that.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So
This is how it generally goes. Basically, Luke and Ariel and Stu split the fucking hordes and leave me the crumbles at the table.
Why is that, Neil?
okay. So
'Cause of
Morrow,
lack of teamwork.
Maynard took some armor. Aragon's taking the longbow.
And you can't even use a short bow. Oh, simple weapon, you might be able to. Sorry.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can use the
Aragon, who are you
I'll
giving
use
your
a short bow.
short bow to?
I'm giving that to
Maynard.
yeah, Maynard.
Nah,
Oh, so Dash gets
Yeah.
fuck all, right?
yeah, as always.
Yep.
Maybe you can have the studded leather.
I've already got studded leather, my friend.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, nice. Okay. You can have my leather if you like. Well, I
Like a
take the
downgrade?
studded leather.
I'm normally the armory, aren't I, for unwanted clothing?
Yeah. It's hard being you.
Anyway, should we bring
okay,
the body
and what
back
else
and
has he
try
got?
and
He's got-
pretend that he's alive? We could like hold him up and stuff.
Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm gonna remove his
Yeah,
ear.
exactly.
Okay, listen. He's also got what? Oh, I see. So he's also got 20 copper coins, a dagger, and a short sword. Does anyone want anything?
I'll grab the dagger. So I've got a third one to throw.
Okay.
And I'll take the sword if no one else
Does
is
he
down.
I think I
have?
can
Does he have any
use studded leather.
trinkets or something that's like only he would be having?
Oh.
An item of clothing,
I'll take the money.
his,
Did you
his,
say there's
his
money?
undergarments. Is
20
his
copper.
Yeah,
shirt
yeah,
a
he
funny
does.
colour?
He does. He's
Take
got
that.
his own. He's got his Forrester clothes that only he would be wearing.
Okay, well, I'll take like his shirt or something just in case we need to
Okay.
kind of show them.
And when they're done, I would like
Instead.
to relieve myself over him.
I'll take the
So we
copper.
go to the-
Can you just?
So
yeah,
Panic
you-
is trying to
You
save
are
this
you
guy-
are
this guy.
waiting. You are waiting until I
Morrow
move
just
away,
like-
right? I'm not like.
That's why I said
It's
I'll
like
wait
why
till
are
you
you
finished.
why are you pissing on me?
Roll splash damage.
Panic is trying to. Panic is trying to save this. Save from this bad injury in his neck,
Yeah.
and Morrow just starts.
Ah,
picking
Yeah,
all
it's
over.
in my
give it-
mouth.
look, I give it. I give inspiration in one
Hey,
hand
'cause
and
you
I
had your
take it
mouth
away
open.
in the other.
yeah, for sure.
Swinging the
Well,
word.
Trying to
Okay,
catch it in your mouth more like.
Actually, no,
Hang on,
it's
so
a
someone-
it's a
does
it's a
anyone want
commentary.
short sword?
It's a commentary on the success of that,
Yes.
right?
I'll
Yeah,
take
I'll
it.
take on.
Has anyone
Okay.
got a spare
I
longsword?
think Dash spoke first. Dash, you've got yet another spare short sword. Dash, you've got 3 short swords. Do you really want 3?
Oh,
Yeah, and 3
give me
daggers.
the extra dagger then.
Yeah, it means you can drop one.
No, you can have the short sword. I'll keep the dagger. Or
Okay.
I'll swap you
Yeah,
for the
fair
bow.
enough.
Give me the fucking bow.
Okay, Maynard's got the short.
I-
Okay,
I-
anyone want
I'd
the
love
20
to
copper
give you
pieces?
the bow, but it's kind of like the property of my brother, so I just can't really.
It's on loan.
Okay,
Give me the copper.
Vladimir. I reckon Vladimir's going to take the 20 copper pieces while everyone else is.
Oh hell no!
Well,
No way.
considering I asked for it 4 times.
Yeah.
If he's actually just going to try and pocket money, I'll round on him with my glaive. That's theft from the party. That stuff's party treasure.
Dash.
Everyone else is grabbing weapons.
Thought
He
Dash
says
took
he
that.
wants a. He
Yeah,
says he wants a
'cause-
longbow. Then
No,
Just
remember,
very useful.
remember, I was getting into his pockets while I was trying to save him. Remember, I said that.
Isn't
Money,
Vladimir
money,
Bannofix-
always,
Bannofix is
money
busy.
always goes to party treasure.
Vladimir explains that he wants the longbow, and you should have the copper coins.
Are you
20
NPCing
copper
him?
coins.
Isn't he at his desk?
Nah,
If he's not at his desk, he doesn't
Oh,
get
he's
shit.
getting breakfast.
Yeah, he's
Good
got
to
a
see.
he's got to play.
No,
his
that's
own
a good point.
character.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll give it to. I've got to put it on someone's character sheet. Who wants it?
Oh, no, I thought you did a
Let's have
party
an
treasure
argument
thing.
about 20 copper coins.
I thought you
Stick
did
it
a
on
party
Dashes. He
treasure
did say first.
Listen,
No,
thought you
put it
got
on
that
party
sorted.
treasure. I'll be
Yeah.
in charge of the party treasure.
it's-
All right,
We
cool.
Need another treasure to
So
check
so
that.
basically, Trevor is left with nothing except
A a turd on his chest.
basically he's left with whichever clothes Aragin doesn't take off him. It's probably not a lot, I'm guessing.
And he's
Right.
also
Rest of the
piss stained
characters take
now.
everything.
yeah, but I'm gonna say some prayers over him and lay some leaves on him and do my
Is
business
there,
there.
is there any sign
know
of
what I mean?
like horse hooves?
Yeah,
Um,
that's the other thing we need to look for.
Okay, Lydia returns.
Where's the fucking horse? Oh, Lydia.
Actually, yeah.
Excellent.
Can I go survival wise? Can I just nip around the edges of this little clearing here and see if I can see hoof prints, tracks of any other people, anything like that? Just roll a little survival check around there.
Yeah. Okay, so
Talk to the trees. stuff like
nearby there is a bit of a clearing. Let's see what we've got. Investigating around, there is a campfire, which the ashes of a campfire. There's still a little bit of smell from it. It's probably been extinguished hours ago, but there's a little bit of a smoky smell. It's not a big campfire. You find you've got loads of light now from Maynard. You find dead branches and foliage. They've been cut to make a decent quality lean-to. The floor is a thick layer of leaves covered in moss. Looks pretty comfortable. Now,
Horse
not
prints.
far away, you find plenty of horse prints, and you find the horse is tied up.
Excellent.
Not
I'll
far
untie
away.
the horse.
We'll have the alcohol with it.
Yes, it does. Some of it's been drunk, but not much.
Can we identify if there's any tracks from? So we obviously think that there was Trevor and what's his face. Are there any other
Where did
footprints?
the ear
here that-
come from, do you think?
Are there any other footprints? It's probably the guy that died, right? Are there any other footprints from anybody else there? Like, does it look like there's been frequented by any other?
Well, I mean, there are all of these guys have got their boots. So Lydia says, "Well, what happened then?"
Well, I've got some good news and bad news. The good news is that we vanquished the foes.
The bad news is your friends are
The
cunts.
bad news.
So it sounds
Yeah.
like Trevor and Graham killed the other Forrester
and
they were
Graham.
with to do
Yeah.
a fake ransom. But
Yeah.
the thing
Okay.
is, there must be more of them. Otherwise, it's suicide for him for two of them to try and take it on like 6 of us.
Well, maybe they didn't expect anybody to come in, or maybe
was
that's why they
pretty tough.
trashed it.
But Graham would have basically taken the horse to them.
Well, the
they
thing is,
have to
Graham
know.
tried to lead us through the spiders, right?
Yeah.
He obviously
Yeah, true.
knew that the
Yeah,
spiders
true.
were
And the
there,
spiky
so-
pit.
and the spiky pit.
And the
So,
spiky pit, yeah.
so I guess he assumed we weren't going to make it, right?
Mhm.
Which means, so hang on, Graham obviously wasn't taken, so there were 3 people out there, 2 Forresters. So obviously those 2 Forresters, right? You'd assume brothers. They'd be. It's the other guy, the random name dude. What was the name of the third guy?
He's the
Archibald.
guy with the missing
Adam.
ear now.
Yeah. What was his name?
Darren.
Look.
Dan.
So who's having a look around? That was Bannofix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Bannofix. Does anyone want to make an investigation check? In fact, everybody can if they want.
Okay.
Okay.
The hell? Let's go.
Oh, sorry, no. I want
Aragon's
to.
at disadvantage.
I want to encourage somebody, if I can. So,
Me.
cantrip.
Not me. Not me.
What is it?
Okay, this is just kind of
Well, yeah, I'll do it on.
disadvantage.
I'll do it on. I can't do it on Maynard now because he's already rolled.
Okay, just
Which is good, 'cause I only got a 5.
Bannofix. Just roll, right?
Yeah, okay.
We need Bannofix and dash.
Yeah, just give a second before we roll though, because I can give you guys a +2 to your checks if you just. wait.
Okay.
1? Oh shit!
1. Brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah,
Drink.
nice.
Drink.
I
Drink.
just did. I just did.
Right. So Bannofix,
15.
Bannofix and Paladimir, perhaps perhaps best tuned into this. There is a slight smell. There is a slight smell coming from a strange looking mound of leaves, not too far away. Faint, unpleasant smell from this large pile of undergrowth covered in leaves. Looks like something's been buried there.
Yep. Okay.
That's
So-
uh,
That's
It's a
what-
corpse
so
of a
rummage
man.
through that.
He's been shot or stabbed in the chest twice, judging from punctures and bleeding. His head has been slashed, and one ear has been hacked off. And Lydia, when she sees this, she just screams and she runs over to the corpse and she's just kneeling down beside it, kind of like holding its head.
Mm.
It is her brother or something, isn't it? Or-
Darren
might be
Winchester. So this is Lydia
Husband or-
Winchester. Lydia Winchester, yeah. I'm just going to ask her. No. Okay.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay,
it's-
we need to hoist the body back up onto the horse and take it back to the town, I guess.
Oh, I completely misunderstood. It was Graham Forrester who actually escaped. Yeah, it's Trevor Forrester who's in there, and then there's Darren Winchester.
He's the dead one.
Yeah, cool. So we've
Well, there are two
accounted.
dead ones now.
We've accounted for everybody. except for
Yep.
obviously tracking down and killing this other son of a bitch.
Okay, we better load both bodies on the back of a horse.
You can do that.
Right.
I'll do Trevor. Someone else
You
can
are
do this.
you
now.
are
No,
pretty lost. Okay, you are pretty lost. You don't know how far off the night will be.
Well, fortunately, I'm not.
In the
actually.
lean-to,
Yeah.
in the lean-to, there is a
was about
little
to
bit of
say.
food.
Doug's, I'm not lost. I never, once I've been somewhere, I never get lost again. It's one of my
He can find
abilities.
us his way back for
Yeah,
us.
I could find the way back, no problem.
How did you work that one out? Is it
Yeah.
just as a druid?
Yeah, it's a druid.
Well, it's
Outlander or something,
Outlander,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. Not all who
nice.
wander are lost.
Not all who wander are lost.
Really?
That's a civ quote,
Outlander.
that one.
Mhm.
Is it?
One of the civics or texts, yeah.
So it's quite handy.
okay.
Once I know a path, like, you know.
Are you gonna like rest, or are you gonna set off immediately, or how are you gonna do it?
What's the question for everybody
3
else?
hit points, so
What's the short rest rules again? There aren't any?
8 hours.
Overnight,
Yeah, fuck.
or laying about all day doing nothing as well. That would be fine.
It mightn't be a bad idea to just make camp here then.
Yeah, it is.
Next to the
Try and
stinky
rest.
body.
Even if
Yep.
he goes back to the town and beats us there, what's he going to do? Like when we get back with the dead
Tell
bodies, it's-
tell everybody that
he's going to be long gone.
That we killed him.
Lydia's
Tell
with you
everybody
as
that we
well,
killed them.
right? Lydia's with you, and
Okay.
like
Yep.
Um,
Lydia saw everything.
you can well, she didn't see everything. She saw enough.
She was being assaulted by.
Yeah, I was going to say, is
By Morrow at
Morrow's
the time.
is Morrow's assault like? Is she over that now? Do you think?
Not completely.
Well, I would have
she's
hoped that.
not,
I said, but
she's not,
saying
she's
get
keeping
down.
well away from Morrow.
Well, actually, Morrow's
Yes.
very attractive, though, right? Like,
I'm stunningly
She's
so.
keeping well away
But-
from him.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all right. When you usually save people's lives, that tends to piss them off.
Hmm.
Makes total sense. As I say, get down, we're being shot at.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
would have been obvious it was protective.
we don't have a good track record with
Yeah,
the
it was
ladies.
just the
in
way
this
the
group.
hand.
That's all right. To be fair, I'll just take it as she's just like generic female hero from like any modern movie, so she's just miserable all the time.
Correct. Yep. She's never
Correct.
satisfied. Never happy. It's all right. It's all happening to her.
She's not happy. She's
Actually,
not
can I
happy
shoot
right
in the
now
back with a
anyway.
crossbow just to kind of even it out for her? Because that's obviously what she wanted.
Are you asking the party? Are you like, should I shoot her?
I'm asking myself. I think if anything, I'm just like, I'm asking like Jiminy Cricket. I'm like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, Gus is back. Gus,
Assuming you have a
Um,
conscience, yes. We're gonna assess that.
yeah, Gus is back from his breakfast probably. Gus, you missed what happened.
Also missed out of
Including the
20
treasure.
copper.
More information than we needed. So
And the bows.
Gus, you know Graham, the Forrester guy? It turned out that the ambush was by his brother. Right? So he led you all into a trap.
Ballsy of them. Just two of them.
And he ran off.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, even leading us through the spiders and
Ballsy.
stuff with just 2 of them, it still seems like a bit of a suicide mission. I mean, they're probably level 2 rather than 1, but still.
Yeah, they probably thought they were hard nuts. You know what I mean? We know this like the back of our hand.
I might have a quick break. I'll be back.
Okay. So you're gonna rest for a few hours, or you're gonna rest like 2 or 3 hours until it starts getting light?
No, we're going to try and get a short rest in, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll rest up here for a bit.
All right. So you're gonna spend basically the morning just resting up.
Yep.
All right. We'll apply a short rest.
I'm gonna handle the animal, by the way. I just wanted to get
Does
to know me.
anyone want to roll?
I
I'm going
do.
to handle the
roll
animal.
hit dice or anything?
I definitely do.
Actually, yeah. Okay. D10, please.
You fuck. You complete fuck.
Was that a short? What was that?
The 1.
Vladimir, do you want to roll hit dice? Anyone else? Maynard, Dash?
Yeah, I think I need some extra hit points.
We'll get on with it.
Is it a D8?
Yes, it is. You should know that.
Do we regenerate any slots? Or
I'm just giving him a bit of insults because I get plenty.
Yeah, I had some good ideas about that, but I'll send them through email
Given-
during the
Yeah,
week
yeah.
so we don't.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to jam it in because we're getting hit points now.
Oh,
so
sorry.
shouldn't we get some slots?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm on full, biatch.
I never
Okay.
left full. Biatch.
And then
Yes, right, yeah.
maybe midday or so. Midday, you head back to the town of Highwood.
So we spend the 20 coppers.
They didn't have a
Oh.
lot of money.
Hey, real talk. How much do we have to worry about swearing and whatnot, Morrow, based on your background? Unless you're not wearing.
Oh no, I
headphones.
do not give a shit.
Okay.
No,
cool.
say whatever you want, however you want.
Your
I
kids
just
aren't
gotta,
in earshot of you?
yeah, I just got to make sure that they're not behind you. Yeah, come.
I grew up in an environment where the paedophile jokes were just clearing your throat.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's just it wasn't so much directed at you. It was more the other folk who might be nearby.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all right. She only came in to like open a water bottle and she's gone again.
Okay.
Because of one of the jokes.
Okay. So you reach the village. Lydia's gone
right.
ahead slightly. And she's presumably explained what's happened. There is a large crowd assembled there. You reach the village. Michael, the headman, he's just shaking his head, and he says, "Well, I never liked them. I never thought they'd go that far."
You might have warned us if you had suspicions that they were a bit dodgy, but
I didn't.
that's unfortunate.
I didn't expect anything like that.
No. What I don't
Um,
understand is they had the horse, they got some booze. Why didn't they just leg it then?
Greed.
They could have gotten away with it essentially.
I suspect it's greed.
They could have got more.
I can't speak for their actions. Lydia will take that hard. Trevor and
was
Darren
this?
were
Yeah.
not. They did not see eye to eye. Is my understanding.
Who is this Darren to Lydia? Are they just friends of the village?
I hope that was all.
So what you're saying is she's now single. And with my 8 charisma, I'm gonna go.
wow. You're gonna leer at her.
He's just stained ass teeth, and, like bacon.
Luckily,
and some shit.
she's not here right now.
I know. Doesn't sound like I'd care. Okay.
Okay. It's just and what will you do now? I can't offer you much, but take at least the alcohol.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll probably rest up here for a little while and then travel back to
Well, what are we going to do about the guy that got away? Where does he live?
Well, we
Let's
could
go
try and
look-
track him, but he's a
let's go to his
forester
house.
and he knows these areas, so he's probably going far away.
Shall we loot his house?
I predict he'll turn into our nemesis, and we'll probably kill him on the 60th episode of this
Yeah.
campaign,
Yeah.
like the other bastard we found at the start.
And with that bite.
No, that's the guys that are in the pub. Remember?
Okay, we're going to go and loot his house.
You can't
Okay.
you can't just go through trashing his house.
No, yes, we can. He's a wanted man now.
All right.
We're representatives of the sheriff.
I'm uncomfortable with like just wandering into his house and kicking things over, but I'm supportive of the loot we're going to get. So let's.
All right, I'm going to go in and do it.
Okay.
Well, we'll ask what's his name, Michael.
I'm going to come with him.
Does he stay in the Does he have a house here? Where did they
He's
live?
got a hut.
We'd better go and
He's
check
got
it
a
out.
hut.
I'll just
Okay.
I'll just take my my oil and my matches.
Very well, very well. And so he's making he's kind of like he quickly makes supervisions to deal with the bodies,
He had a hut.
and then he takes you to the hut. He says, yes, you'll want to search it carefully, I expect. So you do. He's got a pretty decent cottage. It's, you know, like not big. It's reasonably well made. There's just a bed and a table and a chair. It looks as if everything useful's been removed apart from the furniture.
Yeah, I don't expect they were thinking about coming back, right? They were going to be faking their death as a result of this. So I can't imagine they left anything behind.
Shall we burn it?
Well, Morrow, do you want to piss on something?
Michael says, I'm sure that I'd rather you didn't burn the hut. I mean, obviously it was built by Graham himself, but I'm sure someone could put it to some use. He's just finds Dash a little bit worrisome.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we burn his hut?
It feels fairly excessive. All right, so what's the next play?
Reincarnated.
What's the next play? What are we doing next? What's our game plan here?
Should we leave him a message?
Well,
I think the town might be
like some people are injured, so
Yeah.
you know, if you want to actually spend, if you want to spend a couple of days resting here,
Shall we put a bounty on his head?
Who's injured?
20
Aragon's injured, and you want to get your spell slots back, right?
Yeah, if there's no hurry,
Yes.
we might as well.
I mean, you guys are the
Hang out in the
wealthy
village for a
son
couple of days.
nobles, right? You can put a bounty on his head.
Well, yeah, but then I might have to pay.
Yeah, I know.
It's super valid. I don't want to actually have to pay for it.
These paupers.
What about 20 coppers? We've got 20 coppers.
Okay.
2 silver coins on his head.
It's not actually Aragon's responsibility to put a bounty on his head. All right, so you spend the day resting. You spend the rest of the day resting. You spend the night resting. The next day, so that I'm gonna just advance the clock here, so we're now Friday. So the next day, one of the soldiers from Ryman Inn rides up, and he says, he's speaking to Michael, and he's saying, then he sees you all, and he comes over and he says, Maynard, the sheriff just wants some news. He says, he points to Morrow. He says, yeah, you were supposed to give some news as well, right? He says, well, is there anything I should tell him?
Clearly, I've missed something.
I don't know what's going on.
I've got all the emails I've had like opened up in various tabs, and I'm like, I've clearly missed something.
So who's this person that wants news?
It's just
for...
a soldier from the sheriff.
Oh, okay, right.
So he wants news about.
Yeah, from the 2 bards. It's
He
not
wants
sufficient.
news about what has happened. Okay, yeah. So we'll fill him in on the story
Song format.
about us rumbling this these two characters, Graham and Trevor. This whole hostage situation was a
Yeah,
bunch of nonsense.
a ruse.
Okay. He says, okay. When are you gonna head back to Ryman Castle? What should I tell the sheriff?
In the morning.
Is he back
Tomorrow.
already? Is he?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Probably isn't worth us. I missed a couple of minutes there, so I take it we went back from the campsite to the village.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And then told the
Yeah.
guy, and then ransacked the house a little bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
We just-
I
we
figured
just
we've
mustered up.
decided it's not worth trying to
All right. So you're gonna spend.
find Graham.
So you're gonna spend a
No.
bit longer in the village, and you're gonna wait till you're fully rested, fully recovered from injuries. So we're gonna apply a long rest.
Does that mean you get your spells back?
Hell yes.
Stop trolling, Neal. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah. Probably was. I just took him at face value there. What am I thinking?
Yes, that's so
okay,
wrong.
so-
Almost always.
On the Saturday, you're all ready to move, and you're gonna head back to Ryman Castle. Presumably fairly early in the morning.
Yep.
Okay. You reach. It takes you a few hours, and you get back to Ryman Castle. You see, as you get to Ryman Inn, the sergeant he's outside. He's outside emptying a bucket of water. He says, "Oh, right, the sheriff wants to speak to you. It's fairly urgent. Lady Meredith is returned from Tarathian, and she's got some pretty shocking news. I expect you'll be in a hurry to hear it."
Yes, do tell.
Well, apparently someone tried to kill her, but she'll tell you better herself.
Oh, so
Um,
Lady Meredith was just quietly. I'll whisper. Lady Meredith was the one that left after receiving that message, right? During that wee banquet.
Imagine she travelled with some guardsmen and stuff.
I would have thought so. So let's find out.
Okay. So
Review the
in-
message.
in Ryman, in the manor house, Sir Roger, he's very eager to see you all, and he says, "Well, I heard about Highwood, and that's fantastic. Well done. You've really proved yourself there. You know, those I've heard already. You don't need to. I mean, tell me more if you like. Those three boys, they work directly for me. I can't say I would have picked them out from a crowd. So apparently, two of them murdered one of the others. And you've killed one of them. One of them's escaped. So this Graham Forrester guy, obviously now, we'll catch him and we'll hang him. There's no hurry, I suppose. Expect he's far away. So they wanted 400 silver. You know what? Take half of that and distribute between yourselves."
Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you.
good stuff.
That's very kind.
Party treasure.
Gonna go get some.
Actually,
weed.
there are 6 of you. We'll sort out 40 each.
Nice.
41.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Now,
Silver.
a lot's been going on while you've been away. Captain Nylor, can you go and organize 40 silver pieces for each of them, please? And Captain kind of Very generous, Sir Roger. And
He's the keeper of the
He,
coin, I take it. Very generous.
he's not, but he can organize that. So he says, well, there's a lot going on. Let's go and eat. Lady Meredith has got a lot to tell you. And actually, I've got some news from Abertar as well. So in the dining hall, there's a lunch prepared. Lady Meredith, she says, well, welcome back. I've heard you've done very well. I have got some news. Sir Roger, why don't you go first? And Sir Roger says, well, yeah, this is the problem. Far off, the king of Hadrian, it's easy to forget, but he is our king. He made some treaty with the Norandians. I've never really met any until now. They're a seafaring people far to the south. Actually, it's Maynard. You know much about them. I don't. Well, according to this treaty, apparently, Norandian ships, they pay no money to berth and pay no duties or tariffs when trading with Hadrian. Well, I must tell you, on Tuesday for the first time, a Norandian ship came to Abertar. Their ship refused to pay berth and refuses to pay tariffs because, according to them, this treaty applies to all of Hadrian, not just the home regions, and officially we too in Tarathian are part of Hadrian. Captain claims making him do so would be an act of war. As you can imagine, it puts me in a difficult dilemma. We can ignore one ship visiting once, but as you know, all we have here in Abertar and Ryman Castle is paid for with tariffs. I collect the tariffs and I pass on the money to the Duke, but not all the money. I retain a portion. My worry is that if Norandian ships start to arrive frequently and displace our own trade, then my revenue will drop. What will I do? Earnings from my land alone will not suffice. So I need to ask the Duke for his instructions as to how I will deal with any Norandian ships in future. I've written a letter here. I told the captain of the ship that I will ask for clarification of the Duke and that he may trade freely for now, but this may change in the future. I was going to ask if somebody could take the letter and deliver it to me. But now Lady Meredith has returned as well. Lady Meredith, perhaps it's better if you explain yourself. She says, well, okay. I got a flight in Tarathian. As you know, I went to Tarathian. To get my mind straight, I don't know if I told you. I don't think I did. Some distant cousins of mine were poisoned. A lovely family in Tarathian City. They were poisoned. Well, probably a week ago now, perhaps. And on Thursday was the trial. So I went to Tarathian to find out what I could. I attended the trial. On the night after the trial, two men tried to kill me, frankly. I got quite a fright. I was able to escape. I recorded a diary and to get everything straight in my mind, I've written out a copy of the diary. I can present it to you here. Would somebody like to read it?
Certainly.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I will email
Cool.
because Dan doesn't even have Discord.
Wow, that's just Dan. You don't need
If I
to
had
take
some
that
more
from
time,
him,
I
Dan.
could put it to music.
Okay.
You're gonna have to. You also.
Isn't he in Discord now? Who's Edgar Friendly's civics teacher? Yeah, figured.
Okay. So on so that's just email to everyone.
Yep.
So on Tuesday, that was the day I left Aragin, and I
Got it.
received the letter. Actually, we have the letter as well. I may retain that, but please read the letter.
So you sent this to all of us.
Okay. Okay. So
Do you want us to read it, or
yeah. So there are two things here. There's the letter. There's the letter that I received in the first place. Okay. And then there is the extract from her diary. Does someone want to read out starting with the letter, maybe?
Might as well just read it. That's going to be a bastard for someone to. You're going to make someone read that. It's like an A4 page.
oh the letter? I think. Yeah, just.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But you're right. I'm not reading the rest of it.
The diary. Where's the letter?
Okay, I'll start with the letter, okay, and then dear Lady Bellingham, my name is Mary Robinson. You will probably not remember me, though I had the honor to make your acquaintance 2 years ago when you paid a visit to my good friend Audrey Somerville in Tarathian City. She mentioned that you are her cousin, and I know she writes to you occasionally. This morning I learned some horrific news. She is dead from food poisoning, together with the entire family, those 4 beautiful children. I'm not sure about her husband. I rushed to her house immediately. It's all blocked off and guarded by the watchers, and the Lord Inquisitor arrived just after me. There was quite a crowd, and people there confirmed what I had heard. I thought you should know immediately, so I'm going to send this with the carter. You will be leaving for Abertar in half an hour. I'm very sorry to pass on such tragic news about your cousin. Yours, Mary Robinson. Okay, does someone want to read the diary or some of it?
Yeah, Aragin was king.
Start off. Go for it, Aragin.
No, I'm not reading that out. I did think it was funny though that she's staying in the whorehouse. Hope
Yeah,
you guys
well,
had a good,
I'm
good
actually-
break there, Baron.
I'm going to lean into Aragin with the letter. I'm just going to say, do you think maybe Audrey Somerville might be your daddy? Is that? You know what I mean?
You mean Audrey's husband?
How
Oh, so a
quietly
female,
speak
yeah.
of Bannofix?
Very, very quietly. Very quietly. Is this your family?
But so wait, who's so so Lady Bellingham's Elvish?
No, she's not. She speaks Elvish. All right. I think we probably should read it, because there's a lot to unpack there.
All right,
So-
you read it.
okay.
Look,
Tuesday, 10th of High Summer, Aragon's birthday, received Mary Robinson's letter, rode towards Tarathian, reached Dunrathen at nightfall, stayed in the Rusty Scythe, a rather unpleasant little hovel. It must have been around this time a year ago I called upon poor Audrey. Wednesday, the 11th. Reached Tarathian, called on Mary Robinson and some friends. It has transpired that Theodore, Audrey's husband, died the day after the rest of the family. It took him much longer to die, but it appears the manner of death was identical. Spoke with Alison's servant's husband, who was in the city watch, and heard what the watchmen know about it, which isn't much. Apparently, they were all vomiting blood before they died, quite awful, and their tongues had turned black. The cook was in hysterics. She got apprehended together with 2 other servants who were there. He thinks one of them got released, but not the cook, who is the main suspect. I reserved a good place for the trial tomorrow, otherwise I'd have to squeeze in with the commoners. Couldn't get a room I liked elsewhere. Got a room in Hero's Palace. Quite an inconvenient and unsavory area, and frankly, the actual establishment is sleazy. Just outside the place there was a very suspicious elf spying on me, I think. Another elf I didn't see, or at least someone said this woman in Elvish, I presume speaking about me. Obviously, being Elvish, it stood out. She speaks Elvish, which is unusual, right? And got my attention. I turned around and there was a slight hooded figure shadowing me about 20 feet away. I couldn't see the face, but I stared at this person, I presume an elf, and he or she slinked off. By that stage, I was getting dark and I felt safer inside, so I thought I'd just stay there. Now,
quick
in
interruption.
Tarathian, just background, in Tarathian, there are very few non-humans. Maybe less than 1%.
Yeah, cool. You're right-wing Tarathian, Hovel. The if we sorry, real quick, I need to figure out what language, 2 extra languages I speak as well. I wanted to ask that question because I didn't kind of want to answer it after it became useful. Now I've got Common, Druidic, and then I've got 2 more I can pick. What would be likely for me to know, given my background, which is obviously not something I'm sharing? So, would Elvish be one of them? Do you think?
Elvish is like Elvish is a reasonable choice, and Sylvan is like, you know,
girly stuff.
Yeah.
What else do you think's useful? I mean, Elvish is not a bad choice, right?
Okay, well, I'll take Elvish for 1, but what else would I have come in contact with, do you think, around this area that would be enough for me to... It's difficult to know because I don't know, like, obviously, I don't intrinsically know. What does everybody else speak, by the way? Can I metagame that in terms of picking something that we have a gap in?
Yeah, you can.
Because I think I've got a question over my languages as well. I'm just trying to backtrack through emails because I think there was, not knowing the setting, I wasn't sure what it was reasonable to take.
Yeah, same.
So hold on.
Yeah.
I think I only speak Common.
I think Morrow, it's kind of reasonable to take anything because Morrow's kind of got that background where he might have like learned something, like done lessons or something like that. For Bannofix, it doesn't really, like actually Sylvan might be a choice, right?
Sylvan is isn't that a subset of Elven? Or is it?
No, it's like forest creatures and.
Okay.
It's kind of silly. I mean.
Yeah, I just don't see that being useful. But.
Well, I definitely have. I have Elvish already, but I'm fairly sure that I was supposed to get another language in my makeup. I didn't end up picking one, but I'm just going to double check that because I could be wrong. But I know I definitely have Elvish.
Black Cat should know that. Let's have a look.
What are the dialects spoken around? What are the languages spoken around this area? I mean, obviously Elvish is what I'm taking, but beyond that,
just Common. For Morrow, I'm just seeing Common and Elvish.
Yeah, I know I've got Elvish, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to have another language. But I could be mixing that up, so ignore me there. But I know I've got Elvish.
I don't think so because, I think Black Cat would probably tell us.
Yeah, I'm obviously just.
What's your background?
Criminal. So I don't think I would give me it.
Criminal. That's not going to give you a language. So I think that's probably correct.
Yeah. It's all right. I think it's because I confused myself with earlier builds.
For Bannofix, okay, what about maybe Goblin, Orcish, something like that?
How about Draconic?
Draconic? Yeah.
Aragin.
All right.
I'm just
I've got Draconic as well.
Oh, you've got
just
Draconic?
Hard to explain, but sure.
Yeah, well, I'm just prepping, but no, I can take Orcish, Elvish and Orcish. That probably makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I mean, like, are you happy with that? You don't need to. You can take Draconic if you want.
I can't. Yeah, I suppose Orcs are never really that dangerous for too long. I'll take Elvish and Oh, what's the demonic one?
Giant.
Yeah, that'll be useful, will it?
Demonic is abyssal, I think.
Abyssal. I don't.
How's that?
No, I don't know if I
Or
would
there's
have learned
celestial.
abyssal. I might. Yeah. Celestial doesn't feel very useful.
Yeah.
I trust Doug's to weave some use in for it at some point.
Orcish? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take. I'll take Orcish, Elvish, Common, and Druidic.
Druidic. Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, I think all of them have some potential use.
Cool.
Okay.
Can I take the language of love? Can I take that?
You'll be
Giant
the
bear
expert on that.
penis.
With an 8 charisma.
Yeah, there is a bear penis pendant on your character sheet now, right?
Correct.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. But let me.
I had to create a custom item.
Well, I would hope so. If you would actually.
I wasn't sure what weight to attach to it.
Yeah, it's a good question. Shriveled bear penis neck pendant. Why the fuck is
I
it
wasn't sure
shriveled?
how heavy it would be
Well, I guess
around
it is
your neck.
shriveled. Yeah.
Okay, so where were we? Okay, and then on Thursday the 12th of high summer. By the morning, the alleys was a different place, quite busy, not feeling so dangerous. I made my way to the town centre. There were quite a crowd on the lawn market. Wandered around for a bit of shopping, lost a purse to a pickpocket, but luckily not my main one. Tarathian is a really savage, disorderly place nowadays. Made my way plenty early enough to the castle. There was a huge crowd assembled long before the trial started. It was certainly a prescient reserving a place yesterday. I found myself sitting next to Sir Abertar, who is quite charming, and he certainly seems to be a very perceptive, deep thinker. I was telling him I was staying in Hero's Palace. He invited me to stay at his house instead, but I've already paid, and it seems an imposition. I invited him and his wife to visit us at Ryman. I have to remember to ask Roger how well he knows him. It took an age for the trial to actually start, and it was over too fast, really, for my liking. The cook's name is Kathy, and she actually admitted poisoning them by adding some herbs to their evening supper. Apparently, she denied it to start with, but admitted under torture. But she claimed she was bewitched. She was given the herbs by a new manservant named Brian, who has since disappeared. The Lord Inquisitor accused her that she was merely seeking to transfer the blame to another, which may well be true. Another servant named Sam, who was a woman I saw, I suppose that's Samantha, accused Kathy of the cook of having a grudge against Peter, one of the children, and against Audrey herself, who actually beat her, which was sad to hear. I couldn't imagine Audrey beating a servant. I petitioned to interview the cook myself as a relative, so I had to explain my relationship. The Lord Inquisitor turned that down as too distant. I did find that quite obnoxious, I must say. I must wonder whether he was no longer interested in genuinely finding out more information, or possibly distracted by the crowd there, which looked a bit too large and unruly for the 24 soldiers holding them. The cook was too hysterical to make a proper argument. I should like to have calmed her down to explain and examined her claims thoughtfully. There was not to be. She practically hanged herself with her conduct. She was pronounced guilty and the gallows erected as we watched. An hour later, she was already dead, and what was left of her body was being ripped apart by horses. Quite frightful, but justice must be frightful. So Abertar had invited me to dinner, but I'd lost all my appetite by all this and returned to Hero's Palace around nightfall, not having eaten since breakfast. Well, what a frightful night. I'm writing this in Aganur, where I must rest and water poor Chestnut, that's her horse, and I intend to reach Ryman this evening. I'd gone to my room feeling rather frustrated and unsatisfied. I was planning to go and find the Sam woman today and any other servants I could track down, and possibly leave in the afternoon with a view to coming back on Saturday. As usual, I'd barred the door. There was a wooden hinge on the door, which drops into a wooden slot to prevent the door opening. I closed that, and I wrote my diary and read a small book I'd brought with me. I fell asleep quite early, but as I'd said, I hadn't eaten much, and all the day's events sat heavily upon my mind. Sometime earlier in the morning, I was between dozing and awake, still thinking over the tiring day. I'm not sure whether I heard something or saw the movement first, but very slowly the bar on the door was rising, lifted by a thin-pointed blade. Suddenly alert, I stood up, shaking, and reached for my bag. By the time 2 hooded men entered the room carrying daggers, I was hidden. I fled from the room, down a large staircase, and out from Hero's Palace, heart pounding and sweating in fright, made my way through the night to wake the stable hands and fetch me chestnut. When I left the city, perhaps 2 hours later, it was still not light. I try now to remember what I've seen. The first man was somewhat thin and perhaps average height, dark hair. I think though, light made it hard to tell. He wore a hood and a mask from his nose down. The second man was also thin but somewhat taller. He was also hooded, and I believe he had a mask also, though it was too dark to be sure. What I did see is what looked like a butterfly tattoo on his right fist, clenched as it was around a blade, and the blade was glistening, wet, whether with water, poison, or blood, I know not. I saw them only for a moment before I fled, and I swear I will return neither to the alleys nor to Hero's Palace. As well,
So I wonder if they came
must
up through the
confess,
sewers.
my mind has been playing tricks with me ever since, and there is nothing I can remember since more reliable than what is written.
I'm going to just while we're going through the description, I'm just gonna check out Morrow real quick, just see if I can just align him to the description. Just maybe having a look at the hands, just seeing if there's any tattoos there. I'll do the same with Dash as well. Just quickly.
Hold on, look really close.
I'll do it, and just to make it not look so obvious, I'll do it with everybody. I'll check my own hands.
So Roger chuckles as he sees Bannofix trying to discreetly peering at the backs of Morrow's hands. There is no butterfly tattoo on the back of his hands.
A question. I did have a question though. The butterfly tattoo, did they include any kind of drawing of it?
She said, I didn't get a good look at it.
Could you you didn't get a good look at it? Was it detailed or was it like an outline?
Well, it was dark. I could barely see it. I was basically running out the door.
But you knew it was a butterfly.
I couldn't draw it for you.
Okay.
Well,
it's good that the assassins were following COVID regulations.
Dash knows a thing or two about the gangs in Tarathian City, right? So Dash is gonna like get a pen and paper or something he can write on.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try to draw the butterfly logo similar to.
Okay, I think what we'll do is, if we go to roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If we go to roll 20, draw away.
Okay, I can do it in roll.
Yeah, because I was thinking a similar thing.
Oh. So you guys are familiar with the gangs?
Yeah, that's something.
Does it kind of look like?
Explain yourselves.
That?
No, if you draw it right, you're going to be under arrest.
No. There's a few major gangs in Tarathian City. Does it sort of look like that?
Does it look like this?
Okay, and writing on the back of her diary, writing on the back of the copy of the extract from her diary, and
does it look like that?
Dash draws a back to front B and an H and a
Where
B.
the hell did you find that?
I've seen it on the internet before, so I just had to post it.
Now, what did he post? Let's see.
Right.
In Discord.
Wow.
That's a different. That's a different gang.
So people are drawing different interpretations.
Wait, that's still being saved on that. I need to change the Discord channel, otherwise that's going to be on the stream.
Okay, so Dan, you've got you're up and loaded with you're up and running with Discord.
Yeah, I got myself going. So,
Cool, that's good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to draw as well, because I wonder if we were on the same. We seem to be having the same thought.
Okay.
Are you talking to me or Neal there?
She said,
Neal.
frankly,
Neal.
frankly, I'm not completely sure. It could well be.
But so I'll turn to the mask. Are you suggesting?
I'm sorry, I don't really know.
Do you think this symbol at a glance could look like a butterfly, but actually isn't? Does it represent? What does it represent?
Why do you ask? And like, can you explain?
Yeah, so the that logo's a pretty well known logo in Tarathian city amongst the gangs. It's the Binel Hill Boys logo, and they are a fairly powerful group. So they they're pretty brutal. Pretty brutal group that operate over the east and center of the city of Tarathian.
The east of the city is where the horse markets is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you had run-ins with them?
I've heard of some slayings. Most famously, the symbol was cut into the forehead of a gang member as a revenge.
Okay.
What company have you been keeping?
Yeah, did we check the back of your wrists?
I've got no tattoos.
Does my insight lead me to believe
Lady Meredith, she gently picks up Dash's hands and turns them over.
And there's no tattoos.
There's no tattoos.
It could be on his buttocks.
check his groin.
You may wish to go further. Okay.
Yeah. So Roger.
Can I actually go past minor illusions?
So Roger's eyebrows kind of arcs a bit, and he turns towards Bannofix, and he says, "Quiet, please."
Apologies. That's where I keep my tattoos. Sorry.
Actually, that's pretty funny. If you did it with major illusion at 6th level, it would be permanent. It would be a real problem for someone.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it sounds like someone had a hit out.
Well, the thing is, I don't know whether they were trying to kill me, for some reason, or whether it was just a robbery, or I don't know.
With respect, they're usually known for their burglaries. I don't really know them to be paid killers, though.
Have either of you had much word from Tarathian City recently?
No. It's home, so of course I don't want to go back.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I was saying. So it's just a very dangerous place now.
Is it?
Mm.
I guess.
Well, 100 years ago, there were demons flying all over it, so I'm not sure whether it's gotten worse or better.
Yes. But also,
there was a portal to hell underneath Hero's Palace.
But also, I understand Bannofix the Mighty saved a bunch of people and secured the area for the next century. I think
he's that guy.
I heard he was a giant
pussy. Shit. I heard he crawled through shit for the people.
Yeah, correct. He did. And there was one of the stories. You know what I mean? Do they still have the statue of him in Tarathian? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but they draw a massive.
It's a big wow.
There's this amazing picture of a couple of butterflies, and a sharp.
Well, little people will be little people. Okay, so
their statues.
I spent weeks getting it just right.
So it'll take a little bit to just unpack all of that, but it sounds like we might need to do some of our own investigation here. Yeah,
Well,
help out a little bit.
So Roger says, "Well, like, listen. I suppose the most important thing is this letter. You know, we need to. Well, not most important, obviously. Urgent, perhaps. The most urgent thing. I need to get this letter to the Duke. What I was thinking is, I'm not asking anybody to do this. I'm just suggesting. I can't really do this myself. I'm not well known, but I may be recognized. I may be recognized myself, and I can't really be away from here for too long. So delivering a letter, yes, anyone can do that. Garth, for example, I could send him. He's a good writer. But what I was thinking is, if someone were to go and deliver the letter, and by someone, I think it needs to be someone official, for example, Aragin or Maynard. Perhaps, obviously, someone writing with a letter should have some kind of escort. So I think maybe 2 people need to deliver the letter, but at the same time, I was thinking, if you were to go to Tarathian, as long as you take no risk, as long as you promise you won't be doing anything dangerous, it might be useful. I mean, I'm very grateful that Morrow and Dash, that you've given us some insight there. I don't know anything about Tarathian gangs and so on, the underworld. I'd be grateful if perhaps you could maybe make some discreet inquiries.
So,
If we could track down these 2, I'd be very interested to know what their intentions were.
so part of the criminal underworld, that's probably going to be very difficult without kind of violating the first bit of what you're talking about. Don't do anything risky. But a question for Lady Bellingham: when she travelled to Tarathian, did she have a large amount of jewelry on her?
No, I didn't.
Did she
No,
have
I
many
didn't carry a
possessions?
lot of jewelry. I
Sorry,
carried some money.
The reason I
Some
ask is
money.
I'm just trying to weigh up whether a robbery is more likely or something more sinister, because obviously people in the extended family, our extended family, are being killed, poisoned.
Well, one family. I mean, I can't see.
Well, that doesn't both. Yeah, I take Aragon's point that one thing doesn't always have to be connected to the other, and there could just be a robbery of opportunity. Doesn't have to be linked to the poison.
I certainly wasn't wearing ostentatious, valuable jewels. However, I was well dressed.
I'm assuming
I had money on me.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're recognizable, though. Yes.
What was the name of the establishment?
I expect there are quite a lot of people
Palace.
who know me in Tarathian.
So it's a pub/whorehouse with sewer entrances underneath it.
We might have
formerly also a portal to hell underneath it in the sewer kind of complex.
Establishment.
we might have all had some investment in it
background.
Previously.
It might be mentioned in your kind of like in your background notes. It is somewhere Morrow is familiar with.
Your favorite hangout.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they were running. I just wonder if maybe the establishment, if this is like something that they farm out to outsiders, people they're not looking to, that they know are going to be repeat customers. They wouldn't mind something goes missing, and I'm just farming that information out.
the former owner would have been
what
involved
I
in those
did.
kind of things.
That's just unknown.
Oh,
Unknown.
you mean as in you get somebody of means staying there, and that word goes out pretty quickly. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's-
It's just like, oh, but
Yeah.
they're not likely to come back. So someone passes on something,
Uh-huh.
you know, I want my 5% or whatever it is.
That is almost certainly how Heroes Palace was run in the past, and would be run again, I imagine, unless it's dramatically changed from.
I
Yeah. And given the blade
Heroes
was
Palace,
missing wet,
Heroes Palace would
and,
not be the successful place it is if guests were
Regularly being
getting
robbed.
robbed and murdered,
True,
They're
but
regularly getting rolled.
especially murdered.
at the same time,
That's not the kind of place a noblewoman usually stays.
No,
especially like that.
Morrow and Dash will know that Heroes Palace has pretty tight security.
right.
So they'll have some motivation.
That doesn't
to kind
mean
of-
that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's not possible, and it doesn't mean that, you know, like, certainly the people who work there aren't necessarily trustworthy. The management isn't necessarily trustworthy. Just because there's tight security doesn't mean that
bribe can't be paid.
people who have got nothing to do with the management or the staff aren't able to get in there and do something. So it's all possible. But
So the last bit
But
about the
it's not the
blade
kind of
being
place
busting
where
wet.
you're likely to get, you know, like if you're actually staying there, it's not the kind of place you're, you know, where you should be expecting to get someone come in your room at night.
Mm.
It does
So-
seem,
But if
based on
could
what
have
Morrow and
come-
Dan know, what Morrow and Dash know, it sounds like it would be something pretty unusual.
So they could have come through
so-
the sewers, but they
oh.
would have had to have a change of clothes to only, like, obviously if you swim in with your blade, it's still going to be wet, but you'd have to have a change of clothes or something on the outside. Otherwise, you're going to be sopping wet, or it's the blood or the poison option.
Well, there's only really two solutions to this. Either they were let in by the establishment in some way, or somebody thought it was a big enough benefit versus the risk associated for breaking in. Important enough, that is. Hopefully it's not the latter. Hopefully it's the former, because that's much easier to explain. But regardless, I think it's probably beneficial that we get up to Tarathian, have a little nosy around, have a talk to a few people. and see
yeah,
what
I'd
we
be
can figure
interested
out.
to know what. I'm sure that if they've had a change of management and they have some investment in changing their reputation, that their customers don't get rolled, then perhaps they've conducted their own kind of investigation. We
Yeah.
can just
We'll
invite
just go
them
in there and
to
have a
share
nice
some information.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Lady Meredith says, well, the thing is, I mean, I left in quite a hurry, so I didn't really speak to anybody as I was running out there to lodge a complaint, if you see what I mean.
Understood, Sheriff. Could we possibly have a letter, maybe a writ, just highlighting that we're here to ask some questions on your behalf for Aragin and Maynard?
Just, well, how about you write it and I'll sign it.
Cool. I'm entirely too high to write something, so if just Bannofixes. Yeah. So maybe you guys want to draft something?
Maynard will write something.
Did you draw
Oh, you're good
nipples
at that,
on
Maynard.
the?
And
Did you
that
turn those
rhyme,
things onto boobs, there, Neal?
I might have.
Book 'em down.
That's how rival gangs would insult them. Right? When they do their symbol on a wall, they chalk up their symbol on a wall, and someone's just going to come along and add some nipples to it.
Or a penis in the middle?
A big old fleshy dick. Okay. So we know what our next steps are, and Maynard's scribbling up a wee letter for us to get signed.
So, do we just invoice you, or
How
can I
does
just let that hang in the air?
None of us are laughing, by the way. We're all like,
No.
We're all looking like,
Yeah.
it's a good question. It's a...
Yeah, as one man, we just turn.
Yeah.
Turn to Bannofix and just
but-
say, could you tell us something else really obvious?
Wait, what? Who? I don't get that. What happened?
All right, Maynard's writing something, correct?
Yep. I'll drop it in Discord.
Is it like almost there, or
It's just going to be a couple of sentences because I don't want to be fucking wasting time.
too long?
Yep.
Do you think it's possible
Okay.
that we could get into Tarathian and take this up to whoever's currently in charge and kind of trade it in for a more Tarathian-based official document? Do you know what I mean? That could be possible, right? Because I
That
don't
would be
think
better rather than this hastily scrawled note.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure that Heroes Palace will necessarily respect the signature of the sheriff. Apologies, but it's a ways away, and they have their own rules.
So Roger says, well, you know, I would suggest,
Inquisitor, maybe. Popping up?
I don't want to be, I don't want to be calling in favors or stepping on toes and things like that unnecessarily. Obviously, if you think something like that's essential, I can ask for something. This is the thing. I haven't actually tried to communicate any of this to anybody official in Tarathian so far. What I was thinking, and you may disagree, and obviously we can discuss it together. We can decide together. I was thinking that that discreet inquiries might be more effective than something official, if you see what I mean.
Well, I understand. I don't think it's a letter that we would necessarily pull out of our pocket everywhere we go. But if we're cornered,
We just want something that when we start stepping on the watch's toes, we just want something.
Exactly that.
The people we talk to, they ain't gonna care a whit.
But if we get
but
caught
we just want
snooping
something.
around, we don't want to end up on a cell ourselves.
and it's not like we're investigating, an incorrect dinner order. It was an attempt on somebody's life.
We'll put it this way: if we get some kind of little token from whatever here, we start upsetting the watch a little bit. Then we just say, "Look, lads, we're just trying to get paid. We just want to ask a few questions, make it look like we're making an effort. We're not really expecting results." And they'll just let us trundle around, just trying to earn our payday. Just
okay. Well, I mean, whatever you decide, obviously, within reason, I will sign it.
So something suitably
Maynard's-
vague, I imagine.
Maynard is very good at this, aren't you, Maynard?
Can I get
So
a
something-
Abertar
Something
habit
suitably
in
vague,
case I need it?
I presume. We
Or a
don't really
Ryman
want to
Castle
be
one?
going into detail about what we're investigating.
Can we just have Morrow have a quick read over it after Maynard's finished? He is slightly better in almost all things. So if we could,
spelling,
Yeah.
grammar.
Ahem. Charisma doesn't translate to writing.
I think you'll find it does.
You could inspire.
Okay, I mean,
get some inspiration.
that seems very reasonable.
Assist.
I wonder if we should specify who the bearer of the letter is. I mean, the problem with this is
Anyone can.
it's just an
just get that
anonymous
letter.
letter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Signed by Sir Roger.
Yeah.
And
if you
I
killed
would
that
like
person and
to
took the letter.
explain
Certainly.
that my jurisdiction applies to the Abertar region. I'm the Duke's representative here, and it doesn't actually.
No.
I don't have any special
Hence why
powers within Tarathian City.
Hence why it's important for us to get into, maybe speak to the Inquisitor there and translate this into some local authority. documentation potentially. And again, back pocket. I understand that you don't want to ruffle many feathers, but I'm fairly sure we won't. We'll go about our business. Up there. So do you want it to be Aragin? Or would
Well,
you like
how
to be
about-
Maynard?
Aragin is
Um,
considered the son of Sir Roger, right? We know that much.
And so are you,
As are you.
my dear boy.
my dear boy.
Second son.
Second son, second
Slightly
bard.
taller.
Is this
handsomer.
yes? Yes, I could say. We could say something like, we could use your names absolutely, and yes, indeed. In fact, if you take these extracts of the diary with yourselves, and if you do speak to the Lord Inquisitor, I'm not sure how.
There we go.
I'm not sure how
Updated.
helpful he might be. Iron Fist.
Well, I don't know actually. What is this, our
Probably,
surname?
probably Bellingham.
It'd be Bellingham.
Yeah. Okay. I'll edit that again.
Where did this
Um,
Iron Fist name come
Yeah,
from?
yes, indeed. Perhaps he might be very helpful. Perhaps he might not be very interested. Perhaps he might be totally unhelpful. If you can get an audience with him,
I feel like any of those outcomes will
that
tell us
could
something.
well be.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about unhelpful, he just might not be that interested. I barely even met him. I couldn't tell you anything about him. I can't imagine he would be obstructive.
No. Okay. So that's the play.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Hand that over. I will sign that now.
Okay. I've just updated it a touch. There we go.
Okay. So he gets you to write that out again on a kind of nice piece of parchment, and he signs that. Okay. So now you have two documents.
All
I
right.
don't get that. All right. Wait a minute.
That's a weird looking tongue.
All right. I don't know what he's eating. Oyster, maybe.
Oyster.
Okay. So you've got the extract of the diary. You've got this. What would you call it?
Royal seal letter.
Writ? Is it a writ?
Petition. Writ.
No,
Yep.
it's not. It's not an official document, right? It's just basically got his signature on it. You've also got a sealed letter for the Duke.
Should it say adopted sons or sons?
Fucking hell.
No, it doesn't need to say adopted sons. Okay. So you've got those three things. Now, we are in the early afternoon of the Saturday. You're all pretty rested up now. When
XP from last session.
it should be on your character sheet, right?
Is it? Is it updated?
We got like 50.
Oh, you
57.
I added more.
Stingy.
I added
So
more, did you?
stingy.
Yes. Did you? Okay, actually,
So stingy.
on 151.
He's given us 151
151.
XP. What a stint.
Halfway.
Slight amounts of complaining.
All right.
Some of us nearly
151.
died.
I don't know. It was some of the most
Okay,
dangerous role
let's
playing we've
add
had.
let's add an extra 50.
I haven't lost a hit point yet.
Let's add an extra 50 for the successful
Oh,
outcome.
you'll be up front next then.
And 100 for Maynard for writing that letter.
What?
I think I should get
Right,
100 for
okay,
recovering.
fair
the
enough.
That'll get me 301.
Come on.
Alright, hang on.
Do we get
Let's
anything for
let's
spotting the
give
thimble?
Maynard an extra 1 XP for writing that letter.
Uh,
Because that's
one for
about how much
recovering the
it's
horse.
worth.
I disagree. Also,
No, I'm just joking.
we should give Morrow an extra 2 for editing it afterwards. You know, to make it flow.
Yeah.
Hey, how come I don't have that guy as a kill on my sheet? I've only got a giant spider.
Because I think I killed him.
You did not.
Hold on.
Technically, I killed him.
Yeah, where are the kills?
With your
I
poor
can't
health kit.
find
Yeah,
through.
with my poor roll.
Ladies, you're both
Because he
beautiful.
was still bleeding out, and like potentially that's just my mistake. I will fix that for you. Eh?
Thank you.
He
Keep my
is
kill
dead
count
now,
for
that's for
water.
sure.
I've got a
He's
character
very,
who,
very dead.
who might feature near the top of the kill count for a change.
Yeah, probably.
And
Starters, you mean
how
to
do I do
continue?
that? I need to actually edit his character sheet. Yeah, no,
Stats are very
I
important.
didn't actually. I just hadn't like marked that properly, so that will be correct. So he was actually a 3rd level ranger,
Oh, interesting.
but you had a nice big group there. They were outnumbered.
Yep.
Okay,
Outroll.
The best
Um,
die like the rest.
so
99 XP remaining.
Mm.
I'm just gonna.
So do we need to do anything
Punch
before we
the
head off to
druid.
Tarathian?
yeah, is there anything you want to do?
You maybe get another ranged weapon.
All right. So does anybody need a range? Does anybody who has not got a ranged weapon need a ranged weapon?
Yeah, I'll get one.
You've got some daggers, but yeah, it could,
Hang on.
could be worth.
A short bow
So
Do you need to borrow some
or a
silver?
crossbow.
Mind you, I only have 8 gold pieces worth of silver. It's hardly a. There's hardly a
okay, you want a
stash.
crossbow dash? How much does a crossbow cost? Can you look it up?
10 silvers.
A hand crossbow? Is that what you're after?
They
10
cost a
gold
bit more
pieces,
than that.
correct?
I think they cost a bit more than
Crossbow.
I'll donate my loot to your crossbow
Like
fund.
25 gold.
that.
pieces.
25 GP, yeah. Well, like crossbow, 25 GP.
I've been
How much does a short bow cost?
I've been keeping an eye on
5
him.
GP.
He seems to have quite a bit of money, so I don't think we're gonna need to. I don't
would
think
have
we're gonna
that.
need to add any. You've got quite a bit of
You're
cash.
gonna
Right?
have to surrender.
I might pick up an extra couple of daggers as well.
You're always a bit moneyed up there, buddy.
Yeah,
All right.
I noticed that
So-
other money hasn't made it onto our character sheet.
Can I? Can
No,
I swap?
I need to add it. I need to go
Just
through
check.
and add it.
Swap
And
a
I
suit
don't
of
really
leather
want to do it
armor?
right
Use
now,
a
right?
shield.
So
I'll
okay,
swap
he's
a
got a
suit of
few
leather.
weapons within reason. There are a few weapons, but if you want weapons, we're gonna deduct it from that money he was gonna give you.
Well, there's so the leather suit of armor that we can trade in for 10 gold.
Okay. So dash, you've got so that's worth 10 gold, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna trade
Is
that
that,
in.
is that full retail or is that? Oh yeah, it's full retail. Not getting that, selling it.
No, but I'm probably buying a second-hand bow anyway.
You never go full retail.
So what happened to that leather armor?
You didn't put it onto anyone's character sheet, unfortunately.
I
No
can't.
one wanted it after the turd was on it.
No, I definitely wanted it.
It smells like piss.
Yeah.
I can't wear. Druids can't wear studded leather, right? Because technically it's metal.
I've
Or
also
can
got
I?
a short sword I can sell.
Yeah, I think
I thought I
I think
took
you can
that.
only wear hide or
Yeah, not that.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
the short
I've got studded leather.
Not that
the,
I'm sorry
the,
about it.
the short sword and the leather armor is going to
What
get
a-
me pretty close for
I'm
having
just
a
gonna
bow.
look. Okay, Maynard has got a spare suit of no. Dash has got studded leather armor. Maynard has got the stored leather armor.
Oh,
Fair enough.
That's what happened to it.
well, you should sell it and give me the money.
You got plenty of your own money.
I could sell it and add it to party treasure. That's probably what I'll do.
And I'll do the same with the short sword. and
Okay,
then
let's do that.
and then I'll take party treasure. And
Okay,
buy
so I
both.
just want to say this: short sword, leather armor is worth. What's leather armor worth? Does anyone know?
NGP.
Yeah, 10 GP.
10 GP. Okay, and a light crossbow. A light crossbow is 25 GP.
Yes, yes.
How come
Alright.
Neal's
So if
character
we're
got the
gonna
sweet
remove
portrait on it?
this leather armor from Maynard, Right.
Extra short sword from me.
Yep.
Oh,
we're
what?
removing a spare short sword from Dash,
Yeah.
and Dash is going to take a light crossbow and a whole lot of crossbow bolts,
Okay. I've got Varen 2.0 now.
as is like as is reward
Except
from
the
the
way
Duke,
worst.
from the sheriff. Is that fair enough?
Yep.
And everyone else, I'm just going to like whack on, what was it, 40 silver pieces right now.
Yep, sounds good.
Silver coin.
Wait, what did you get? You got a light crossbow and some bolts.
Yep.
Yep. That's
I can use it.
about
Varen.
Oh, no,
eight.
Hello,
That's
Varen.
about 8
Yeah.
times the reward that the rest of us got.
I got it. Light crossbow. It's one of the skills that I have.
I know, but one of the skills he has is grabbing far more than his fair share of any loot, and that's
True.
what he's effectively done, because he's ended up with a light crossbow, right? And that came from the short sword and the leather armor.
That's right. So there's about
Once you-
210 silvers that you're in like debt now to the party
Once
out
you
of the next
figure
stuff
out
that comes in.
what I invested Varen's money in when it went at the end of the last campaign, when he disappeared with all the money.
Okay, so I'm just doing this boring job of updating everyone's character sheets. Aragon's got he already has 40 silver coins. What's that
And
from?
I got Heroes Palace.
Oh, that was my leftover from what I didn't spend.
Oh, nice.
Varen already. I'm sorry, Varen. Dash already had 50. I see by
Okay.
poring over
And
his character sheets.
Yep.
Bannofix.
Looking in my pockets.
I also noticed you got a sweet portrait on your character sheet. Mine didn't make it on.
It wasn't obviously good enough.
Yeah, I think it was black and
Okay,
white.
I might not have it, or I might have it. I don't know. I can sort that out at some point. Okay, so now and Morrow as well.
Pardon? Come again? What I do?
Just like updating these character sheets to put some money on there.
Yeah, I've got it. Can I sell
Also
my
got
loot,
called out from
please?
that. You want to sell your loot?
Yeah, I don't need a loot. It's garbage. I'm a seller.
No one wants to buy it.
God damn it. That's some
You
magic.
just want to sell it to
But-
Maynard.
Yeah, Maynard might need a spare.
Maynard might pay more if it's autographed.
Fuck you. Autographed by me.
Hang on, hasn't Maynard already got a loot?
I do.
I don't see it on your character sheet.
You might need to buy a load.
Oh, there we
Well,
go. Well, I tell
I see it on my character sheet. It's in my hand.
right. Well, yeah, there
In the
we go.
picture.
Ah.
And the portrait.
Oh,
Yeah, true. Okay, I'll stick it on there. I'll stick it on there.
You guys
I'll
just
tell you what, if we're going to a city full of criminals.
selling your musical instruments. What's happening?
Yeah, well, if we're going to a city full of criminals, I might be able to sell it to one of them. Something to stow something in.
Fair enough.
Why don't
Right.
you guys disguise? I've got an idea. Why don't you disguise yourselves as performing
Might need a spare
bards?
loot.
There you
Probably not as
go.
good quality as my one. But
My name is Ted Theodore Logan.
But
And this is my friend Bill.
It's difficult to tell, man, now because he gets a bit of sound out of it, but I suspect you're right. It's not as good a quality as yours.
Okay.
So-
I haven't.
So what I was trying to establish is,
He
you wanna-
knows how
do
to
you wanna
tune
go-
this one.
it's like mid-afternoon. Do you want to set off immediately, or do you want to wait for the next day? So you can reach Tarathian, like fairly comfortably in 2 days walking, or 2 days, fairly full-on walking, without exhausting anybody.
yeah, let's do that.
Yep. let's do it.
Okay. Okay. Now you've got some money. The sheriff, he's also going to give you this big bag of copper coins for expenses. He says, well, that should cover the inn for a few days, that kind of thing, and food and so on. Okay. I'm not going to go putting that on a character sheet, right? It's a whole just
party-
big
party
bag
treasure.
of copper to cover like basic expenses for a few days. So you set off. And are you going to set off the next? Sorry, are you going to set off the next morning, or you're going to wait? Right?
We don't have to recover any spell slots, do we? So we're probably good
No.
to head off the next day.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So you're setting off on. It'll be the Sunday. Okay. And on the Sunday, you spend a few hours. It takes a couple of hours to reach Blackheath, and from there, by about lunchtime, you reach a larger town called Grenad Market. I'm sure you've all been here before at some point. It's not as big as Abertar, but it's not far off. So that's easy to get lunch there. By late afternoon, you pass through a couple of other villages. One's called Kidden, and by the evening, you reach the town of Agonur. So in Agonur, just looking for my map here. In Agonur, there is the normal place where people will stay. Maybe not the only place. On the main square, there is an inn called the Happy Dragon. Is that the plan?
Are we on roll 20?
Yeah.
Do we want to stay at an inn called the Happy Dragon? That's the question on the table. Is that what we're saying?
As long as it's
Yeah.
happy.
What time is it?
Yeah. How happy does the
By
dragon
now
look?
it's evening. By now it's evening.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
We're staying here then, I think.
Yeah. We
Okay.
can burn this one down as well if we like. Long story.
This is somewhere where you've probably stayed before, because it's round about halfway between Tarathian and Ryman Castle.
But which direction is it up past Blackheath?
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to look on the maps.
Blackheath is like you get to Blackheath in like a couple of hours or maybe a bit more.
Okay.
2 or 3 hours. Okay. So in Agonur, there's not there are people passing in and out, and there is nothing exceptional. Aragin, can I just check what alignment are you?
Sure about that. I didn't say. Let me have a look at the options.
Okay, get back to me.
Yeah.
Chaotic good.
I'm just neutral.
Why don't we just, yeah, I'm true neutral as well. Why don't we just see what he does? That'll tell us.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave like
Yeah, well-
10 silver pieces out for me and see what I'll take them.
I don't want to know quite that much.
Dash? You good with that?
I think he was a common, basically positioning you.
Yeah, leave it on my nightstand, see what happens. Is that what you mean?
Okay. In the morning, you set off again. It takes about maybe say, who knows, maybe 4 hours going at a leisurely pace to get to the town of Dunrathen.
Are you telling me we actually survived a night in a pub?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, and so you reach Dunrathen. Dunrathen is another town. Dunrathen is maybe it's a similar size to Abertar. You pass by another inn, which you will all recognise. It's called the Rusty Scythe. It's a good place to stop for lunch. You probably do that. You're in a day and a half into your journey, and Tarathian is maybe only a half a day off.
Yeah, I was thinking chaotic good.
Chaotic good for Aragin. So murdering his brothers to inherit the sheriff's manor is
It's
not
on the chaotic side of
quite
things.
likely
And I
not.
wasn't going to do the murdering myself.
Oh,
See,
come
if
on.
the Dutchies
Brothers. You know what I mean? Not really even his. So don't worry about it.
Little brothers are annoying.
If the world's in peril or something, I might need to have a title to defend against it.
Chaotic good. No, that'll be cool. Okay. So you've stopped for lunch. You've got you're making decent time, and you've just left the Rusty Scythe. The Rusty Scythe is one of the things it's famous for. Is about 100 years ago. It was temporarily infested with demons or undead or something like that. It was maybe it was a nearby building was badly damaged in a fire.
We were here.
These things have now fallen into distant memory. It's actually surprising it's still got the same name. It's in fairly good condition now.
I think I missed that session. Was that the goo session? Where the thing turned into goo upstairs? The demon?
Yeah, that sounds like that one.
Yeah.
It might have been the one where we had that guy ran off invisible and I chased him down and grappled him.
Yeah, it sounds right.
First of all, chasing somebody down and grappling them sounds very unlikely for you, so I'm not sure.
I don't remember Baron doing that.
Hello.
Let's go.
Cute.
So so you leave the Rusty Scythe and you're about 60 feet up the street, and a little boy runs up. He looks quite tatty, somewhat dirty, dressed in rags. He puts his hand out. Do you have a copper for me so that I may buy some bread?
I'm gonna grip my purse.
I'll flank.
Okay,
I'll
looks
flank.
like you're gripping your purse, and he says, "Your armor is so shiny and strong. You must be a great warrior. What's your name, please?
No,
So that when you are famous, that I can tell all that I met you."
His name's Aragin. Aragin, and I'll try and remember the last name. What's your last name?
Bellingham.
Right. And that's his brother over there.
Aragin Bellingham.
Yep.
And are you too a warrior? You carry weapons. Have you ever killed anyone?
Is he asking me?
He's still got his hand out, by the way.
Yeah.
He's still got his hand out waiting.
I'll flick him.
Insolent young beggars.
I'll flick him a copper and say, "This is to ask us. No more questions." Let him run off with it.
Okay, thank you. It's not very much, though, is it?
You're right, and I'll take the copper back out of his hand.
Yeah. He's not going to let you do that. It's already in his pocket.
Fair enough.
I said, "So you're not a warrior. My name is Patrick, but people call me Pat. I have no parents. I must ask for money and work from kind people like you. Although it's not very much. You are very kind, though. Are you going to Tarathian?"
No.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Well, do the rest of you have some money to give me as well? Just maybe a copper?
He's got loads, and I'll point over to Dash. They're oozing with cash.
Well, no, I just invested in this nice shiny crossbow.
And he's
Are you a warrior too? Your armor
No.
isn't as good as his, and he's pointing at Aragin.
Yeah, no.
every beggar that I've ever seen try to get money out of Dash has had to work hard at it, but they get lots in the end. So if you just heckle him tonight, I reckon
Keep on him.
just keep
Can
at
I
it.
Heckle
just
him.
open-
Okay, how do I do that? And he looks really quite interested. Like, this is going to be fun.
Sit next to him, ask him questions, talk to him, offer to do stuff, all that stuff. Yeah,
It's
just
just, what can
constantly.
I do for
nonstop.
you? What
Yeah.
can I do for you, Mr. Dash?
And I'm just going to head on into the inn real quick.
You're going back to the end? You've left the
Oh,
end.
sorry, we're left the inn. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, we can continue.
What can I do for you, Mr. Dash?
So there's a young boy basically wanting to travel with us. Is that what he wants to do?
He says, well, where are you
No,
going?
he wants some money.
Yeah, I don't have any.
He's, nah, you're like, that guy over there says you've got lots.
I
You
just
can't trick me.
I
can
just
I minor illusion like coins basically slipping out of his pockets? It's just like it's like minor illusion, just like pockets full of cash.
Okay,
I don't have any.
Just a jingling
Morrow,
noise
can
from
you
his
can
pockets.
you make a I want to see a performance check. Can you roll me a d20, please?
For me,
Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay. What the rest of you see is the lamest illusion. It takes a little bit of head scratching to even see that they're meant to be coins falling out of his pocket. It just looks kind of ridiculous.
the Mickey
The little boy
dollars.
Pat, he kind of like looks from Dash. He turns around to Morrow and he goes, "Are they meant to be coins?"
Well, they're technically called shitcoin. They're not worth anything, but people will love them.
Dogecoin.
That's the one. Yeah, this is you can buy it at the background floor of
So
my
you can do
new
magic then. You can do
monkeypox coin.
magic.
There you go.
So what are you going to be? Are you a wizard?
I am.
Can you show me some
extremely.
better tricks?
I can show you some better tricks.
Okay.
And then, right, so here we go. And I want to basically, I want to like minor illusion, like make it like smoke and do his like face. But then I want it to just basically have his face like slowly rot and decompose and just like bits falling off it.
All right.
Like,
Okay. Let's see it. Another d20, and this time at disadvantage.
Someone's going to have to hold up a mirror to him, though.
Yeah. All right.
Better tricks.
Okay. This time Morrow is a bit better prepared. The face, it's not very convincing, but it could be Pat. The face is sort of like dissolving a bit.
Mhm.
Rotting is a bit of a stretch, but he nods and goes, okay. Are you going to be famous too? What's your name then?
my name is Mr. Flagon.
Mr. Flagon.
Mr. Flagon.
Mr. Flagon the Wizard.
Mr. Flagon the Wizard. We go on by many, many names. But you want to see another trick? And I sock him straight in the mouth.
Oh, no.
Okay, can you roll me? All right, hang on. All right,
Keep your mouth shut.
no. What we're gonna do? Right? Okay, hang on.
Gonna beat him down. How old is this kid?
Oh, he's about 8 or something.
You just
Okay.
It-
Yeah.
you
Can you
gotta
roll
learn.
me? Can you roll me initiative, please, Morrow?
Oh, there you go. Well, I did roll a d20. I got a natural 1, so that should stand.
A natural 1, right?
That's a skull.
Yeah.
Natural
Except for
1.
initiative.
Okay.
He's gonna beat you up.
You launch a swing and
sees
it
this
just fall
coming.
over.
He sees us coming. He tries to dodge and run away. Are you gonna make an opportunity attack?
I'd laugh at
Yeah,
him if
trip
he
the little bastard.
Smacked you up.
Just feet
Are you,
up around his ankle.
you're just gonna smack him.
He bites your
But just
leg.
like basically, just
Okay.
just basically trip him
D20,
up.
please. D20,
Sure.
please.
Please, God, be a 20. No, for fuck.
A
Right,
crit.
okay.
You want to crit him?
Okay.
I do. Like, see a fracture his
Okay,
skull. and
he
see what
sees you,
happens. Like, oh,
As you start leaning back, ready to punch, he sees you. His eyes widen. He steps backwards. As you throw the punch, he makes a run for it, and he runs off. He runs off down an alleyway. What are you gonna do?
I'll be like,
Has he robbed you?
I was supposed to say for an encore. Come back anytime.
for some better tricks.
I've got some better
Okay.
tricks. And then basically, like my character arc here is we'll come back when I next see him. I'm going to be like level 19 and about here's a trick. I'm going to turn you
Outward kill.
inside out.
Yeah.
There you go. That's yeah, that would kill. Bang. Hey, look. Oh, that's it. I want to come back on his wedding day, right? He's literally coming down the steps, new wife in arm.
Aye.
Outward kill.
Hey, remember me,
There's that trick for you.
motherfucker? Just
I'm
media,
Mr. Flagon.
just
bitch.
media shower on his
The entire wedding.
no wedding bow.
There you
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
the kind of
Thank you.
vindictiveness I can get behind.
go. I just like as he just runs off, and I just kind of like deflated. Just that
Okay.
could have gone
There's
better.
some guy not too far away. He just says, "What the hell? It's just a kid."
You have heard him,
And
right?
this guy's backing off. Sorry.
You have heard the kid, right? the mouth sounds that come out of it.
I wasn't listening.
You're insulting.
that's
Okay,
probably
these
what
guys are
makes you an
backing
ideal
off,
parent.
but you're now attracting a bit of attention. There are quite a few
Okay.
people watching, and that you
Ladies
can
and
hear-
gentlemen, my accomplice, small street urchin. Ba-dam, ba-dam, bam, bam. Let's go, lads.
With this, get out of here.
Moving quickly along.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you hurry out of you hurry northwards towards Tarathian.
I think I'm going to call it a night there, actually, lads. I'm getting a bit tired.
Yeah, it's 11.
Okay, give me just a
Yes.
just a
Okay.
couple of minutes. A few minutes up the road, about 100 feet away, a brown horse turns onto the main road to Tarathian and is just galloping. You hear someone exclaim something up the road. There aren't like loads of people around. The hooded rider looks back in your direction, but you don't see much of his face. The sudden movement in Sleepy Town, it attracts a bit of attention. There are people watching you. You're like just a mild version of those mercenaries that pass through Ryman Inn.
That's what-
Yeah.
Except we're child beaters instead of.
Yeah. Well, we go with what we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in
That's
fact,
what we
it's-
can take. So we'll
And
take
it's,
it.
We take on the
which
8-year-old.
it's even worse than that. We're failed child beaters.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best kind.
I feel like I'm so embarrassed, Morrow. You couldn't even knock him out. Like, what's the hell? If you get a swing on a child, you better connect. That's all I'm saying.
Thing is, there's a danger of killing him, right?
Well, yeah. I
There
guess it is.
is that, yeah.
You,
Well, that,
you could,
yeah, there you go.
you could be the next trial up at the castle in Tarathian.
You know what's quite funny is,
Oh, no, it's gonna hang.
is the scramble from Dougs. It's like, I have to figure out how much hit points an 8-year-old has, man. I didn't think I was going to need to do that.
You have to sell him. I'm surprised this kid has like more than like 10 AC. Jesus.
Well, you did roll a
How
1, so
fucking
well,
second
is
hit
it
and
got
it
some
failed.
good
Get a
decks.
+1, right?
Yeah, because actually, given your strength, do you deal zero damage with a punch? Because it's 1 - 1, isn't it? Or is 1 the minimum? You're just like, the head doesn't even move. It's like,
Morrow, yeah, you get a +1 on your attack roll with an
+1.
unarmed strike.
So it's
There
like,
you go. Oh.
And
So,
you're-
I think. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think you'd probably do 1 damage.
Yeah, I think
must
in
be
my
a
next
minimum.
life, I think the next time I just cause cast Thunderwave in his mouth. Be like, yeah, open up wide. Ooh.
Because right now, that punch would have just been like, just a gentle caress of the cheek, which would be awkward
Yeah.
enough.
Not
Just
a good thing to do on the
caressing an
street.
8-year-old kid's cheek on a street.
I was trying to beat him.
this horse gallops up the road. And
So
you
how
make your
far
way
away is he?
hastily out. Well, by now
we see him
he's
first time?
probably about when you first saw him, he was about 100 feet away, but he's much
Okay.
further now. You make your way hastily out of Dunrathen,
Okay, and we're gonna pause there.
and we can pause now. We know where to pick up next time.
Okay, nice.
So
Heading back to
when are we playing
Tarathian.
again? When are we playing again?
Gonna be the usual 2
And,
weeks.
Okay, are we going for a Sunday, or are we going for a Saturday, or how do we want to do it? Because
Yes,
then
you're getting
you
into
can't
the
really play
theme
on-
of the squashbuckler here.
You guys pick what's best for you, because I think I'll just kind of drop in and out and make it work.
Yeah,
I think the,
and that goes for everyone.
alternating
That goes for everyone.
Saturdays
You
and
know, like,
Sundays seem to
basically-
work.
Yeah, they do. Well, only because on a Saturday we can play a little longer. Like we can only really get 3.5 hours on a Sunday. Usually, somewhere between 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Unless, well,
I'm,
having said that, the next one is a public holiday, right? So
Yeah, well, that's true. And actually, Sunday might be a bit. Well, it's up to you guys. I can play Saturday the 1st, but I'm going out to a mate's 40th between about 2 and 6. So I'll drink for about 4 hours.
yeah,
So I can play that evening, but if I'm loose, that's
It won't last too long.
I'm not taking any blame.
well, I don't
If
know.
there are innocent NPCs getting slaughtered by a glaive,
Well,
then
yeah,
I don't know where we go to
can't really
from
be accused of a
punching out an 8-year-old in the street. I don't know
malice.
what's the next step from
Attempting,
that.
I was supposed to say attempting to punch out a child.
Okay, fair. Connecting is probably the
failed.
next step, but I don't know if we're too much past that.
Actually, I can't play that whole week. Actually, first,
Oh, okay,
second,
you're okay,
because
you're
I'm away in Queenstown, so I could actually play next weekend.
Next Sunday might
but
be a good
not,
one.
Not the week after.
Next Sunday might be a good one because it's the public holiday the day after.
Yeah, that
yeah,
works for me.
yeah, I could do next Sunday, and then Morrow can play.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. So
Sorry,
we're talking
Dan.
Neal?
It's not-
we're talking the 26th,
Sunday 25th.
Sunday the 25th, yeah.
25th.
Yep.
Sunday 25th. Okay, cool.
And then we're going to have
Same time.
the fortnight later play again. Maybe.
Same time. And if anyone does get a chance to have a read over, this probably applies to Dash and Morrow, especially. But if you get a chance to read over your backstories, that might be helpful. And also, if anyone does get a chance to have a read through any of those like letters and so on, it kind of helps, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I kind of wrote
nice.
a timeline out on my backstory, but I'm going to go over it again because, my goodness.
Well, I don't. I don't, but like there are.
Cool.
Okay.